Yeah, but
But
so
you have disclaimer up, but it showed your trading view.
yeah. Okay, so it should say have disclaimer up now, right?
Yeah. So then go ahead and, but then as soon as you start streaming, you're going to be live as far as voice. So
Oh,
unless you're muted.
well, all right. There's a few people showing up. Hey, James M. Omar. All right. Whoop whoop is right back at you. Khalid. All right. Cool. All right. Now we got a few on. All right. We'll give it. We'll try and get 10, 15. We'll get started. We get a little bumpy on the ride for some reason. We still have a few setup issues. Anyone here listening to the first 30 seconds of this playback will understand that. All right, so there we go. That's how I say it. Peter, but Pitar. PK Acevendo, that's how I know you. Yeah, Marin, how's it going? Marin 91, how you doing, man? All right, we get what do we got here? We got 15. Yeah, Jay Nasser, great. Man, my ETH count is going to get wrecked. Yeah, Bitcoin's been a little squirrely. Boy, I am seeing so much. So the bullish counts I'm seeing are getting a little wacky. I mean, and from some really, really good Elliotticians, I'm seeing a lot of 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. It's like, man, if I get to 5 1 2s, I get a little uneasy with it. So well, actually, that'll be good, James. And when we get to yours, hey, Robin, I got Bernadette. Oh, great! I gotta love it when we get some females. Everybody knows women are better traders. Isn't that right, Bernadette? Ryu, how's it going, man? Robin, all right. All right, what do we got? How many we got? We got 16. All right, let's get to 18. Mark, Lane, morning. Let's get one more and we'll kick it. I got I got Wonka letting me know what. I don't know if this means we're to the moon or because we're doing Luna. But we'll take a look there. What do we got? 16. One more. Eighth and T, that'll do it. There he is. Eighth and T takes us over the edge. All right. Okay, so a couple of things. So first, everybody, as I'm assuming, Bernadette, you're right. I'm assuming you guys can hear me all right. All right, so one thing, just because this may come up while we're in the midst of this live stream. We have a new member of the family. This weekend we picked up a new little puppy who is all of about 6.5 weeks old. My wife is not here to babysit, so I am on babysitting duty. She's sleeping right next to me, but it's at 6.5 weeks old, it's entirely possible she's going to wake up and cry. So if that happens, I I may have to put her in the bathtub. Anyway, so if you hear some crying, it's not me torturing a small animal. It's just a newborn looking for some milk. All right, so with that said, okay, here we go. All right, Damon Lee. All right, everybody's on board. Okay, so this is Luna to the dollar tether. This is courtesy of Wu Wonka. Wu Wonka, I love the graphics. I'm just going to hide that here so we can look at the chart. I like the way he does this, right? Because it frees up room. But so you've got this squeeze indicator on the top, RSI, and then this has become known as the Elliott Wave Oscillator. It's essentially two moving averages, and just the histogram being the divergence. But it is useful, right? When you get the big spikes, that helps you identify the three, and the divergence is quite effective. This is a nice combo here. Wu Wonka, good choices here. The squeeze is something to not ignore. All right, so you see it right here. All right, there's the squeeze relative. Oh shit, that draw might be a little sloppy, but you get the basic idea. I mean, it's contraction, expansion, contraction, expansion. That's how the market moves, right? You can see it right here. We don't get a squeeze here, but you get kind of same idea. The same idea, right? We base, so we rally, base, rally, sell off, base, rally. Right? It's just it's a funny thing about the market, right? So many people say, well, how hard can it be, right? It's going to go up or it's going to go down. Wish it were that easy. All right, what do we got here, Wu Wonka? This looks like good work. I've got Wu Wonka on my most improved list. Well, okay, so hang on now. Fuck. Oh, an emergency. Let's see. So there we go. All right, an emergency text from my partner. We're still working the kinks out. No, yeah, he's here. No. I got it. All right, guys. Sorry about that. My bad. All right, let's get this in log scale. It's just a little bit. I'm so used to just talking into a microphone, I forget when it's live. All right, so back where I started here. So this is Wu Wonka up. This is with Luna to the dollar tether. I mean, a pretty well. So he's implying here the 1, 2, right? So it's oh shit. I'd want to know. Just out of curiosity, Luna hasn't been around that long. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. If there was another exchange where I could confirm that that's really a 1, 2, because otherwise we're starting. If anybody knows that, right? This is a little bit of a stretch. I don't know that it would matter. Oh, let's. I don't want to assume that. I don't know if it's anywhere else on another exchange, but you'd both. Let's see here. You'd probably have to do it this way, right? So you'd have your impulse there, but is that a 2 or a 4? This I would check that myself. I wouldn't just assume that, right? Because we see that hit the exchange, sell off all the time. Now we are on a daily here. Well, so I would look here, right? Does this look more 4-ish or 5-ish? Well, there's a 38 to the tick. Now that's log scale, right? Makes a big difference in and out of log. But given the range, I think that's not unreasonable. So, well, as we sit here hitting the algo target. Let me just see if I can do it this way. This is, I don't know if any of you guys have read David Halsey's book. He was the first, as I think most of you know, I try and give him credit all the time. He's the one who really first wrote about this particular algorithm here, but he does it a little bit differently. He'll go high to high. And you see here, so my guess is he would interpret this as a high-to-high extension with a front run on the 50. The only reason I don't do it that way is because as an Elliottician, where I'm constantly looking for those retracements here, is that the high-to-high extension at the 50 is almost not all 100% of the time, but very frequently it would just be at the 38. So me as an Elliottician, I looked at his work and said, well, we're just doing a 38. Anyway, so this looks like. Oh, that's kind of a stretch there. Let's look in there. Again, just to remind you guys that in addition to kind of reviewing the TA skills of members as they progress through our material, the other advantage for anyone who's not a member is, of course, it's a great place to come for setups that you might be interested in. Well, this is what else are you going to do with that? So I see you're thinking here. Jesus, if we go to an hourly, I know that's a little bit frustrating here because I have to back up to that. Do we really have it coming out of there? Yeah, let me go to a 2 here. Yep, we do. Okay, so 1, 2. At least you can get the basic structure of it. So there's a 1, 2. You'd have to go 3, 4, 5. Right? So long sideways 2. Oh, looks like that's a combo. Oh, it's like W, X. God, can A, B, C. Well, fuck. I don't know that it really matters, right? What do we see here? Just a big base. Oh, does he have volume profile on here? He does. Yeah, he does. Now, of course, volume profile, oh, God, he's got it darkened. It skews a little bit when you're in log scale, but I think you guys can see this massive base that built down here. So that should give you a little, when you see this, well, so, okay, here's the classic thing I talk about a lot. Breakout. We're going to the moon. What's the first? All right, hopefully that, God, I've harped on this a lot lately, that this is becoming more and more evident to you all that is a terrible place to enter the market. Right? It's significant to the market. This is just not a great place to be entering along. I mean, you're almost begging for it right there just to get bent over, right? Buying that, just hopefully that message is coming through. Okay, so if this is the big 4, 1, 2, all right. So Wu Wonka right off the bat, I appreciate number. So you weren't doing this all the time. So now I'm glad I've had that little influence on you. All of your degrees are in alignment, and all of your color codes are switched, which is just a good practice, right? It's not so much just about making it easier for me to decipher what you're thinking. It's for your own benefit. You get a big cluster up here, very easy to lose track of what goes with what. Now, I also like the way you're using the channels here, which we, just every now and then I'll just try and bring something new into the Bitcoin videos. So I was kind of making a point of using those, whether it be traditional or regression. Now, regression doesn't work in log scale, so thus the choice here is a good one. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Well, I see you thinking. So we'd have to go A, B, C. So W, A, B, C, X, A, B, C, Y. So I'm with you on that. That certainly looks 4-ish. And if you just kind of fatten that up, looks like ideal 4 territory. So we complete something here. Okay, let's just think for a second. Does that... How do we look here on this 3? Well, it's tempting to put that 3 there. So let's go with it. So okay, 1, 2, 3. That's see this. That makes I got to check that. So this is the one. Certainly far enough. So the 1, 2, 3. This may just work. I'll come down here. 3, 4, 5. The shape is a little bit odd. So, all right, so you see what I'm struggling with here, just a little bit. Not trying to be hypercritical, but this is an unusual, kind of an unusual shape we're working on there, like that. I mean, unusual is not necessarily a negative, but just in looking at that. I'm just looking to see if there's an alternate count here. This would have to be the 1, 2. This would have to be a 1, 2. I'm a little tempted to do that, to go 1, 2. God damn it. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a big grind. So if this were the 1, 2, and that were the 3, could you get that to work? So it looks like let's see if there's an alternate in here. There's something significant happens there. Now, of course, you may just need that. Maybe I'm just over-dwelling on that. Let's zoom in here. So let's go with this count. So this would be 3. We're going to go with an A, B, C, D, E. All right, that's... So it's not the ideal triangle, but it works. I mean, as long as the D stays below the D stays below the B, and we get this. It's not terrible. Let's see here. Okay, so the 4 here, that's an interesting interpretation. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he looks like he's already got it. So then we're in at a 1, 2 again. This looks workable. So I mean, essentially, it's get in right now is what he's saying. 1. Oh, I don't like that 2. Well, what are you going to do with that? You're kind of stuck with it. So immediately makes me want to switch to a line chart. It's not any better. ABC, so likely you got to truncate there, which is, well, how far do we go? So so the alternate would be that or either the 2 is here or we're going to do ABC. Well, you can kind of see that if this rolls over here, you'd have to redo this. So how are we going to do that? If this is the 2, so if the thought is it's A, B, C, and we're going to, so right off the bat, it's not far enough to be a flat. So it's you're working on the truncation off of the pump wick, but this is the low, body low. Okay, I can go with it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Boy, you've got a clear invalidation point here. I don't love that. I can't say I love this. Well, it's a little bit like what Bitcoin's doing, right? Is it a 1? Is it a 2? Is it an ABC? It's a very squishy. So do you have a lot of conviction here? Well, your best case is here, if this is the 2, is that you're going to get a 1, 2, 3. Whew. Let's push this to the side if I can. Oh, it's locked. You just push this off just a bit. So let's hold it right there. So now I'm already down to a 60. It strikes me that this could easily, it looks like he's got these locked. Nope. This could easily roll over here. So you could, I'd be watching for this. So you get a better 2 here. Oh, let's see. Where's your, oh, no, that's good. Because this is not a great looking start, and it looks like that's technical as well. And it looks that's probably 786. That's a little through. All right, it's even farther. Let's go to platinum. Okay, so we're almost to the 887. Now, see if this is that's not quite there, right? Flat, you want 90, but that's pretty damn close. So if this is going to go A, B, C, which is already a little bit of a squish to try and get a 5 out of that. I think I'd be, well, certainly you got to watch for invalidation here of any idea that it's 1, 2. I'd sure be watching for that. Anything lower here, I just like it a little bit lower. I think this would just be, this would not be good enough for me. Now in a correction, well, you start with the shift. So I'd be looking for this. I kind of like the golden zone down here, if offered. So what is this here? This is, take that one off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I like, so the ending diag is good here. I like the thinking into this 1. Oh, well, so we got a target down here. We got a nice high volume node right here to lean into, and I think he just had this on here, but it helps me if I see it in my colors. So let's go to. Down to the 50. If we come down here, I like this a little bit better. So right off the bat, you've got multiple structure to play off of, right? You kind of, I'd use this as well. So you've got a pretty good base of support. Now it's been tested once, but it was, just a spike wick and then quickly rejected. Oh, so if that's going to be, so maybe you can get this here, right? You can get a 1, 2, and we're working on the 3, 4, 5, something to kind of balance that out. Then you got to love it down here. Right? I mean, his colors are really faded, but I think you guys can see that, right? There's a huge high volume node right here, right at the golden zone. So it would be coming down right ahead of that. So anywhere down in here, I like this a little bit better. So in the 45 to 43 zone, boy, if that comes down, that looks like a great setup. So I like your thinking here, Woo Wonka. The 50 is kind of appealing because you've got all of this to play off of. You've had the median line. Now, you don't know how fast that comes, if it comes, right? We could do this. That'd be on my watch list. No doubt about it. We'd be breaking this. If I pull back out, we'd be breaking that channel, which would give you more conviction into the idea that we're correcting. So this gets a little crowded here. So now you'd really be paying attention to that 4, right? That would be a high alert for invalidation there. I'd draw something fat there. Because if so, you got to be back here, rethink that triangle. So I'd put that in yellow, and I'd put that in 3, so I didn't miss that. So if I'm just quickly at a just quick glance, if I'm spinning through a watch list, I want to see, well, how close are we? Gosh, there's a number of different ways you could interpret this. So but good work there. That's one to keep on a watch list. Well, this is a solid project. So one, I know a lot of people that have eyeballs on this. That's a little crowded in there. So let's kind of bring it back into, all right, so where could we be here? This is your invalidation. So anything down here, a little throw over on the channel, not a bad thing. I like the way you're using the channel here, Woo Wonka. So this would be very much a watch list contender. I don't think I'd take it just yet myself, right? But I'm, my view is always, right, there's so many things to trade, right? Why would you ever do anything that was like kind of maybe could be? I'll wait, right? I'm not worried if it does this. Okay, if it does that, all it does is kind of clear up the count. Oh, okay, I guess that is a good 4, and I got a 1, 2. Well, if I get something coming out of here, well, I know, right? I got to get an impulse there. So there should be time within that impulse. If you're anxious to get into Luna, there should be time there. Just using some of these prior highs. That's from below. So let's get rid of that. So I might even bring this down a little bit. All right, basing. All right, so one to keep an eye on, definitely. It's good work, Woo Wonka. Let me keep moving here. So hang on, I got pull off disclaimer. Okay, so he's just telling me what I already got to. Okay, so that's a good start. Let me get over to our next one. I got crypto frog. Oh shit, what are you giving me here? I don't know if I can do that. Let's see if I copy that link. He's giving me from his phone. Okay, well, see, you know what, Crypto Frog. So I see you've got us going into this. We've got an impulse going in right here. What's our time here? This is on continuous. I can't tell what you're. Oh, is that a daily? Okay, so that looks like a daily. So Crypto Frog, I'm going to remember that and note the divergence here as we finish that impulse. Looks like it's a solid impulse. Because I think Crypto Frog, I've got Ethereum. Yeah, I do, from James M below. So we'll double up on that. So I will factor in that analysis there. So let's bear with that since I know I've got them coming below. Next up, I got Marin. Wait a second. Diamond Lee's. Yeah, okay. You guys were telling me. Okay, so I got Marin with AVAX. And I think we looked at this very recently. Oh God, is this the one? Is this the one from last week? No. Okay, so he's given me. Okay, Marin, you're giving me Luna. Well, so that's interesting. So I've got your look at it. Well, that's interesting. So Luna is kind of leaning a little more in the way I was doing it, but my guess is that's not what you want me to be looking at here, since you mentioned AVAX. Let me copy this here. Oh shit, come here. Let me copy that and fuck, I did it wrong. Let's copy. That's what I want to do. All right, bear with me. We'll get rolling. Mondays takes me a minute to kind of get into the swing of it. So is there something else here? Fuck, or if maybe I just go AVAX. AVAX USDT. So I'm assuming you want this one. There it is. Okay, that's got to be what you're talking about. There we go. Okay, so I get. Wow, this is nice detail. Is this the little? Is this the one we were looking? No, maybe not. No, it was FTM or the one. Attila the Killer gave me a brutal one last week. Okay, so let me get rolling here. Jesus, I'm Tell it's a Monday. All right, so we are in log scale here. 1, 2, right? I don't know what else you could do here, right? You just kind of... Well, that's kind of what I was talking about earlier with that last one here. The volatility when they first hit the exchange, and then it almost always spikes and drifts, and then you get a base here. So I'm with you on the 1, 2 here. But this is good detail. Oh, let's see. How are we doing this? Expanding triangle? Oh, well. So we'd be through. Let's see there. That would be quite an expanding triangle. I tell you here, Marin, I think that there's a better way to do that, right? So the E being so far, this is what you were looking for in the triangle, right? So I mean, you could have something expanding here, but the E being so far gone, I think there's a better way to count this. So I'm going to keep all your ABCs in here and just make a suggestion to you. So I've got an ABC here. I've got a candidate for a W. Oh, I got a candidate here. Oh, shit, here. So we do it this way. So WX. I'm not so sure you couldn't do that as a WXY. And then I would read this as, so we'd have, oh, shit, here, let's go. So we'd go WX, oh, pardon me, X would have to be up here. Oh, do we have to do this as a double? That would be A. Yeah, let's do it this way. One, two, X. A. Well, so you'd have to do it this way, right? So you'd have to get your 1, 2 out of here. There's the 3, 4, 5. So I'd do this way. A. B. C. Does it matter? Well, only in the context I'd be concerned about you drawing those triangles that way. You're really outside of. Oh, of course, you know, we can have expanding diagonals or pardon me, triangles. We can have that, but that's atypical, right? So you typically you would want that triangle. I mean, to take more of a true triangle format, right? So I'd be concerned here. I'm just dwelling on this a little bit, only in the sense that I wouldn't want you're reading triangles in where really there's a better solution to it. So that's the only reason here. Not trying to be critical. I think that was a good swing at it. But I think of looking at all of that. I mean, here is the clear resistance. I think that's a better solution to it. Oh shit, does it matter right over here? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2. Well, of course, in and out of log, that's going to look very different. So we're here 9 to 100. You certainly have the range for it. I think your 2 is probably going to look a little bit better here. Well, at least we'd be at the 38 here. Well, let me keep it the way you gave it to me. All right, so I don't want to be overly critical. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That looks very, very solid. So in log scale, if we do it this way, what do we get here? In log, we're barely to the 23, but I don't see a better solution. So let's go to the 1. 1. Now this is much better, right? It's very similar actually to what you had over there. ABC, ABC, ABC. 1, 2. Probably nice channel on that as well. All right, channel's very, very powerful, underappreciated. All right. Kiss from above before it takes off. I like the 1, 2. That's good. That's good, solid work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we know we have an impulse off of the low. All right, this is a bit of a we got waterfalls in crypto. 1, 1, 2. What are we doing here? Can't quite read what you got. What are you thinking there? What is that? I can't even read that. What is that? Oh, okay, I got it. Okay, so here we go. So from a 3 ABC into that looks good. ABC 1, 2. That looks good. 3 right to the 38. Okay, so all right, I'm with you. This looks good. I'd probably take that up a degree and just brighten it so you can see it better. 1. Okay, 1, 2. I don't see a better solution here. The clear ABC here. 1, 2, 3, 4. That looks good. Okay, so we're coming into the 50. So let's tighten that up from the 3 to the 4. Again, let's just go to something brighter. Well, so if that's 1, 2, I see your thinking here. So if it's 1, 2, 3, well, let's measure. Same. Hopefully, what you guys see is that it's the same thing every chart every time. So that we're just shy of the 3. So the 1, 2, 3, pretty solid, right? We're tick off of that. 1. Oh shit. 2, 3, 4, 5. Huh? Possible you're gonna have to do it this way. Well, so why rearrange there? Well, I've got to have an impulse here. I'm on a 1 hour. It looks to me, I'm going to take that up a degree. Looks like you'd have to get a 1, 2 in here. Like this has to be the 1, 2 of the. Maybe I can do it here. Let's count it out. Okay, so let's go to the 30. Let's not guess. Let's look at it. That looks like a 1, 2 to me. So I'd want to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so that does work. So let's put that there. Let's go up a degree. Oh, we'll go back to white. Let's come back here. Well, that's... Shit, I'm already on a 30. Well, you're gonna have to do ABC. That's really all you got to work with there. So you'd have to do it this way. It's a little squishy. I've got the giant one on there. Okay, so that works, right? So we hold the impulse. We've got a good technical pivot here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we get a perfect leading diag. So okay, I'm with you. I see what you were doing. Okay, so there's that. So we're right in the pocket here, where you'd anticipate algo participation. His are a little dark, but you can see the Vegas wave is right in here. So we're right in the pocket. So you got a high volume node. You've just broken this high volume node, but you got another one right here at the golden zone. You got a little structure to play with there, so I wouldn't ignore that. Right, just working off of, okay, with a little consolidation here. Well, if I had Woo Wonkas up here, I'd probably be a little squeezed there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's a good candidate for a 1. So 1. Well, that's a 3. So we're going to hope we don't get blown out here. So this is all, let's go up 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now that could very well be the 5, right? It could be. Now, so how would you make that distinction? Well, ideally, if that was going to be the 5, you'd prefer to an ending diagonal here, so rather than a leading diagonal. But I see these so often that you can't ignore. It's a 5 all day, right? So, and it's an impulse. Well, pardon me. It's not a diag because we don't overlap. Pardon me. It's just a straight impulse. Let's get that on the top. I was kind of focusing on how 5 longer than 3, longer than 1, but it's an impulse, right? We don't overlap. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What are you doing here? Looks like WX, as it sits right now, based on what we've got. I'd be thinking something like that. I don't think you can get an impulse in there. Nope, you can't. So you'd have to go A, B, C, A, B, C. It's not really how you want to end up. That can't be 1, 2. And that can't be, well, it doesn't look likely to be 1, 2. So it looks to me like that's got more to go down here. So this would be a clear support here. Just tied to that. well, you'd have to be really mindful of the possibility here that you've got the 5 that's in here off of this 3. Oh, so this has to be, yes, here I'm not following my own advice. 1, 2. Shit. Sorry, guys. So this being 1, 2, 3 has good potential here. So I'd be. I know. I guess I had my mic off. Damn it. Oh, must be a Monday. All right, we got to sort it out. Thanks to I got calls and texts and DMs. All right, so here. Sorry, guys. Okay, so this is what I think looks like we're working on. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So from this looks like a good candidate here. Let's get it right on the pivot. I don't even remember muting that. So this into the 4 right here, it looks pretty good. So if we break this channel and we come down here in a 3, 1, 2, 3 like that, boy, I'd be well. So right, always look left. Right, so we've got that to work with here. So if we come down here, that's a buy. I'm on that. Right, that's Well, as I said, right, this is so much of the benefit here is getting trade ideas that you may not have spotted yourself, right? That's aside from if you're working on your TA skills, right? You might pick up a little bit here. It's the setups, right? So, I mean, I wish I could tell you how much benefit I've gotten from some just gorgeous trades that I would not have looked at had I not been almost forced to by doing these live streams, right? I can't look at everything. So I think this is a beautiful setup here. So do you see why? It's because the internal, it's always, there's subjectivity to this, but so even if I take it out of log scale, it'll show it a little bit better. That's just a great looking impulse. So it's got all the right features that you're looking for. Technical here, clear ABC. This is technical. This was technical. You put that all together, it's very hard not to like that inside impulse, right? So that's why it's not so much about the way he had it labeled. It's just it's a little bit of two things, right? So if I can simplify, I always want to simplify. Wait a second. We're going to live stream together, but yeah, so you guys, right? I don't even remember hitting that mute. I suffer so badly with allergies. I don't want to hack into the mic. I must have done it and forgot to turn it back on. But I think at the end of the day, so assuming you guys can hear me now, this is a trade that I want. Boy, that's hot on my list. So that would be on my A list. So I separate my watch list into A, B's, and C's. So the A's I really want, right? So it rarely will it be at the price I'm looking at, but I want that. If it comes down, that's on my A list. So I would I'd probably do something here. I just set an alert if I can do it, because I'm not going to put it right above the 38. If it starts to approach that, I want to know about it. I don't want to forget that. So if that triggers, then I'm down here very interested, and I would not necessarily be sitting here with a limit order. I'd want to see, do we come down here, right? What do I get a reaction? If I get a reaction, I'm in right there, right here. Give me a little reaction, a little pullback. Then I've defined my risk. So it's very simple. So I know you follow the thinking here. There's a comfort level in this, because here's what I can say. If my stop is here, barring something it's crazy happening, if this pivot gets taken out, okay, it's not going to hurt me, right? There's comfort in knowing, okay, I've got a technical pivot here. I'm making an assumption that the 4 is in off of, again, should we get down here, I get a reaction off of that. Now I'm making a hard assumption that the pivot is in. If it comes down and does this, well, I would look at it again and say, okay, did I miss something here? Is this a WXYXZ? Is there something that's off here that now, so what I thought was happening is not, right? Are we doing something deeper here? Well, then you're back to, wait a minute, maybe the count isn't the way I had it. Well, it certainly would have blown up. The first thought that Marin had is that we were going 1-2. So if we're going deeper, well, okay, well then something else is happening. So, but what my bigger point is, when I'm entering right here with a stop under that, I sleep at night. I don't worry about it. Okay, well, if you stop me out, okay, next trade. Here's what's not going to happen. My account is not going to blow up. You can't hurt me, right? And it's not. There's a psychology to trading, right? So as soon as we get into the market, it's a stress event. It's a combination of excitement and stress, right? It's a little bit of fear and greed in between your ears. You've got both of it going on. So when you're here, okay, there's a little bit of an endorphin rush and a little dopamine goes off, and you're like, okay, right, possibility to make a bunch of money, right? But don't turn off the side of your brain that is fearful of, oh my God, the market can really take if you let it. So this kind of a setup, the reason I show that over and over and over again, because I want you guys to do the same thing, right? Because that fact, I can't get hurt here. You go in with no stop and say, I'll watch it, I'll keep an eye on it. That's how you get hurt. Now, you could get double bottomed out there. You could get wicked out. You could, some waterfall crash. You're going to have slippage. You could, I'm not suggesting that something bad couldn't happen there, but it's not going to free fall and take you out in the low 30s. Just a suggestion about how to approach that so that you're not nervous in the market. Scared money never profits. You can't be scared in here, but you have to have a healthy respect for how quickly it can take. All right, I like this. So kind of a long-winded way to get there, but thanks for steering us that direction, Marin. I didn't mean to be critical of your count. I just think there's a simpler way to do it. But this, all of the initial work's spot on. Very nicely done. Okay, let me keep moving here. I got Arcadeuce with dot to Bitcoin. Oh, this is interesting. We haven't seen much in the way of Bitcoin crosses lately. So bear with me here while I get this going here. Okay, guys. Yeah, we can hear now. Ramblin' Joe. Okay. All right, guy fucked up a little, guys. Sorry. Monday. Well, we went from where Monte Crypto was running the board to where all of a sudden he couldn't, and so I was running the board, and now we had a little bit of a issue this morning trying to put it all back together. Okay, so I got dot to Bitcoin. Interesting. I'm curious. Right? I have not taken many. The only Bitcoin cross I'm in right now is ETH to Bitcoin. Okay, this looks nice. So I like this. Right? So thank you for this. I love when you guys give me a little bit of a note, so I better understand what you're thinking. I mean, I can deduce a lot from the way you've worked up the count. Well, shit, this is just gorgeous. Here, let's see. Okay, big ABC. Love that. Okay, so this is the August lows. Wait, I got to go back a little further here. Note, guys, we are in log scale. Hang on now. I am actively hitting the mute button, so hang on a sec. Okay, mute button off. All right, well, we got to certainly pay attention to this one. All right, so just force a habit. Obviously, that's significant to the market. You see it coming back into play here, 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 here. So that, right, that's the reason that's a good habit to develop. I do it at all incomplete. I try. Sometimes I forget. But I try to do it at every incomplete impulse, right? So I don't lose track of that one. ABC here looks good, although this is just force a habit. I do one yellow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So beautiful. God, this is great looking work. Let's see how we looked here. All right, a little front run on the golden zone, which is very common. And note it's a double bottom at the golden zone. So so there's one. Just kind of continue on with that thinking. It would have been very easy to be thinking, hey, there's just what I heard him talking about. There's that reaction. Oh, now there's the little pullback. Well, you got to give it a little breathing room here. So knowing the golden zone is there, I wouldn't put it one tick, right? This can often be just a magnet, right? Because algos will use it. I wouldn't put it one tick under that pivot. I'd put it under the 65, or I'd use the 707 because it's not as far as the 786, right? So you're giving it a little wiggle room down here. That certainly would be important to me as well. So I would kind of do it this way and say, all right, well, the premise here, the assumption is, now if you missed it, or if you did put your stop there and you got wicked out there, well, hopefully you're paying attention, because look how quickly it comes out of there, and it comes, I'm on an 8-hour, look, it comes out in a perfect impulse. All right, so those are the things where, if it happens overnight when you can't watch the market, well, you got left with, nothing, right? So, but here, is it really actually a new low? It looks like it's a perfect double bottom. I just did a whole video series on this on our day trading stuff here on how significant double tops and double bottoms are. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, let's see. Oh, so there's the internal 3. So you can just spot it right off the bat. Well, there's the ABC, right? So this burns. You don't even have to label it. 3, 4, 5 of the 3 ABC. Oh, that looks a little squishy. 1, 2. 1, 2. I might have to put it here. You might have, well, once again, right? What talk about a series of tops. Market has a long memory. So 1, 2, ABC on the 2. Okay, that works, because this is typical, right? So the reason you often get diagonals here is because the market is struggling to establish the new trend. That's why it's so common at ones, or the market, you get a contracting diagonal. It's the market struggling to keep the trend going and it losing steam. So the internal, looks like you'd have to do this as a 1, 2. Well, let's see. Let's label it 1, 2. I think you're going to have to do that. Is the 3, 4, and 5. But now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right. So it's the 4 and the 5 that really are often they stand out. That's the easier thing to spot. God, I can't believe this puppy has been so quiet. Okay, so we got a 5 up here. I don't want to jinx it, and I watch she'll wake up. Let me go back out to a 2 here. This is good looking work. Arcaduce. I never know if I'm saying that right. Okay, 1, 2. Oh, okay, hang on a second. 3, 4, 5. Okay, I see. So we'll hear. Okay, well there that's a little bit of a that's hard to read. I think that would be hard to read for you as well because you can't quite distinguish between the degrees and the colors. So that would just look like a big cluster. So that's your 2 here. Oh, wait a second. Now you got a 3 in here. Okay, so that's got to be a count that you're not. What are we doing there? I guess that would have been an alternate. Do we have? Oh, I see. Okay, do we have an alternate? Duh. Do we have an alternate count where the C finishes here with a short 5? Nah. I like that. Well, look, shit. Do we get a new low there? Well, here's where you gotta check other exchanges. This is a little bit of a. Listen, I'll be plenty glad if we can get to some standardization so we don't have to check multiple exchanges to see did we overlap or not. That's a perfect double bottom. All right, so one more, guaranteed you, right? People sold it right there thinking, right? That's again, right? As far as I'm concerned, double top, double bottom is the worst place to enter the market. Worst. The absolute worst. Yet people do it all day, every day. You'd think eventually they'd learn the lesson, right? How about here, right? Double top, triple top, double top, double top. It's just everywhere, right? It's so pervasive in the market. It's amazing to me that people still do it. Well, thankfully they do, right? Because somebody's got to be there to take the other side of it, right? So feel free to sell those all day long. Well, not anyone watching here, of course. People that aren't watching that don't know better, feel free to sell that all day long so that we can take the other side of it. Because it's just an incredibly retail thing to do, which is. Oh, I shouldn't. I mean, we're all retail, right? If you're not with a bank or a hedge fund or an institution, you're retail. But it's a novice retail. How about I say it that way, right? So just don't do it. 1, 2, 3. Oh, that's a little squishy, but let's see. Oh, you don't hear the audio, SM? I don't run the audio. I don't hear any coughing, only voice. No, fuck. I literally thought there was something. That was the whole point of this new mic, so I wasn't coughing into the fucking mic with the. God, I suffer so badly with it. If I move from Austin, that will be the reason. I love it here. Everything else about it I love, but the fucking allergies. You should hear my wife talk about it. Okay, so coming off of the 1, 2 here, 1, 2, 1, 2. Well, that's a. Oh, this is gnarly there to call that a 2. I'm with you, man. But it is technically if we don't overlap it, it's a true double bottom. You might. I'm gonna take that out of there. Okay, so let's give it the benefit here, right? So this is you'd put a big question mark here. So, but what do we see? So nice big base building here. So we don't get a big thrust out of this. But even if you did, right? So here's the first breakout, fails. Second breakout, fails. Third breakout, fails. Eventually, now you have to ask yourself, is the retail trader going to buy it 4 times? Is he going to be there, right? So this is typically what happens. They buy it once, get stopped out. Buy it second time, get stopped out. Oh, it's going this time for sure, get stopped out. So they go, fuck it, I'm not taking it this time. And that's the one to go. I promise you the market would do that to you. That's just the way the market is. The first mistake being buying the breakout at all. Now, sometimes it's hard to spot this, and these guys, for some of you guys, you don't brighten these enough. Look how the Vegas wave holds it in here, right? Support and resistance. It's very easy to go eye blind to that. Don't, right? It's significant. So the idea that we went a 1, 2, 3, 4 right into the Vegas wave, and that fourth test here of this big base, okay, up we go. Right, but we don't stay above, so we're back. So this market is kind of struggling for momentum here, because if it was going to hold up here, you really would have anticipated that this was the final push and we weren't going to come back down. You'd have thought that, right? That's what I would have thought. Well, you can finish it here. He's going 1-2 in here. That's a bit of a push there. Man, what do we do with that? What you say? Oh fuck. Let's see. Let's go to a 1. Well, I'll spend a little time here just since this is one I know everybody likes to trade. Now remember, this is dot to Bitcoin. So I'm going to guess the majority of you are trading dot to the dollar. Let's see. Well, when in doubt, right? So if you're stuck, what's the process, right? So, okay, if I'm stuck, because I'm not sure, I'm looking at this going, does that look like an impulse? If I'm a little stuck and I'm just I need some direction, I'm going to start measuring the swings. Well, what do I got here? Does that look like a good impulse? Well, wait a second. We don't have an impulse here. Okay, so we can't do it this way. So, Arcaduce, you see the issue here. All right, if this, let's see, are you giving me multiple counts here? It won't work this way. So because you've got 1, 2, so you're giving me 2 counts on top of each other. Oh God, this is a tricky one. So I'm assuming you guys see why this doesn't work right here, right? We can't. That's not an impulse, right? So we got wicked overlap here, so we can't do it that way. So we can eliminate that. God, this is a kind of a disappointing chart, really, because it looked like it was all set to go. 1, 2, can't do it. Can we do it? Here, I got to take this off. I got to strip it bare. Just bear with me a second here. Oh, I don't want to take off your down. A, B. This, can we do that? We do get a new high here. So that would make me come back here and think, okay, wait a minute, right? So this is likely part of the problem here. So what are the choices here? Well, so we're so far gone that either you're going to have to do this as an A, B, C, which you absolutely do not want on the idea that that's 1, 2, because that would imply we're going lower and the 2 is off. So where can we see a 5, right? This looks like a 5. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A, B. That's a fucker. Let's see. If we go to a line chart here, does that improve at all? So my first thought here is we've got to go 1, 2. I'm going to put it back here because I had it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A, B. I'd probably put it here. Okay, so let me back up. So this looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's push you off a little bit. There's an impulse. Okay, so we got to account for that. Oh, here, let's go up. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Now there's a classic 4 triangle, right? You can just A, B, C, D, E. You can just see it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So we've got an impulse that finishes here, but I don't think we can connect the 2 here. So this looks like we're kind of screwed here. This is all still part of the correction. Well, we can't go 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So we've already overlapped. No, yeah, that's a good A, B, W. Oof. Well, right off the bat, this makes me want to think A, B, C. I don't think I have a better solution here. This double bottom is the fucker. That's a 5. Is that a 5 or a 3? Sometimes it's just not gonna be there. That's a 5 all day, right? We got to deal with that 5. Okay, and it's an impulse. So I got an impulse, but that. It looks like an impulse as well. Is there an alternate? What am I missing here? 1, 2. 2 hour here. Let's go here. I'm going to do this here. I'm only spending time here because let's go to a 30 minute, see if we can see anything that we're not spotting here. Hang on a second. I got to do that line so I don't get lost here. There it is. Okay. How do we get out of here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's tough to argue with. A, B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. God, I think you're stuck with that. You are looking at that as a correct. So I think that's got to go corrective. So we come down A, B, C. No other way to play that. That's not going to be far enough. Well, just because you're kind of stuck with it, I'm going to put that there. That's going to be a problem spot. That's not far enough for a flat, right? And that's so far. But what else? Jeez, I don't think there's anything else there to do with that. It comes down. You're stuck with that. Well, just a reminder, Elliott's not perfect. It's not always going to be perfect. For lack of a better solution, let's see how far that goes. I don't think you've got enough distance there. We're not even to the 786. So this would be a little bit of an area you might. Well, clearly this is problematic to the count being realized. Let's go back to that 2 hour. So something likely happening on a larger time frame here. So this is likely got to be corrective. So the whole thing just kind of feels like it's, fuck. Is there, okay, wait, so maybe there's a possibility here. So if this is A, B, C, maybe we can do this as 1, A, B, C, because, God, can you get I don't think you can get a diag out of, or an impulse out of that either, unless you truncate that fifth. 1, 2, 3, you're going to have to truncate the fifth, which is you go to last resort. This is a bit of a problem here. So right now, I think you just have to leave it as an ABC, and then, so do we come out of this? If we do, okay, you could simplify, right? You could kind of leave the Elliott aside and say, well, fuck, it's too iffy, right? Could be this, could be that, right? So per all of his notes. But if we take the Elliott out of it and just say, okay, remember, if the Elliott's not contributing or if it's creating more paralysis of analysis, can I simplify the whole damn thing? Well, I'm sitting right here. I know that that's visible range here, but if I look at this, boy, this is a pretty nice base I've got here. Even if I just use the volume profile here, pretty nice base that we're now tapping. The threat would be that you've done this. I'm going to simplify, right? So we've got something more corrective, and that the 2 needs to come down lower. So there would be the obvious. Oh shit! Get you out of here. That strikes me as, and I'm just using the high volume node here as something right, which is likely all tied to that. There. Okay, let me pull that back out. I think that's a reasonable candidate here. Okay, so with the truncation, short term, we are looking rather weak. Yeah, so if I was really in here digging and I wanted to trade DOT to Bitcoin, I would take the long here. I'd take the long just because of coming off of this base, but I would not give that a lot of room. So Elliott aside, I'd just be trading off of all of this, right? All of that structure that's sitting right there. Okay, so if it is testing here and we're going to come out of here, well, I mean, there would be a decent trade there, and you would just be a straight price action trade. And perhaps the Elliott clarifies. So if we're not going to do that, you can almost say, oh, well, hey, maybe I've got a 5-3. Oh, fuck. 5-3. Oh, you can't even do that. So you'd have to trade it as a diagonal, and the diagonal would have to start here. So you went 5, 3, 5, 3, 5. God damn, that's ugly. The double bottom here, the 5 followed by what appears like a 5, is a bit of a problem. All right, so this base here is what's creating difficulty for the Elliott trader. But if we get one more kick here, I would just go, the fuck. All right, so it looks like it's a diag. So I've got 3 longer than 1. If I get 5 longer than 3, then I would just lean into, okay, well, it looks like we're going to end up with that shallow 2, and I got a 1. Now I feel better about this. On the next retrace, I'm all over it. I would, if I get something along these lines, right? I don't know that I will. I don't have that, but let's go here. So somewhere in here where if I come back down after getting that, now I'm a little more interested here and I have a little more conviction because I got the, you'd want to be measuring to make sure 5 longer than 3 so you could really lean into, oh, hey, I did get a leading diag. Right now, this is a bitch. So that's what I would do there. Archiduce, that's just a tough count. So I wouldn't shy away from the long there. I mean, look, we don't have this yet. I wouldn't shy away from that long. I mean, you're right at the 50 off of this pivot. If it's going to hold as a diag, if this were 1, 2, 3, and we're coming into the 4, well, that's where you want it, right at the 50. Now we got to wick through it. I'd take that long. Oh, what do we got below? Anything? It wouldn't hurt to see the RSI get above 50. Right, if you wanted to see a little bit more, see how we just popped 50 and now we're heading back down. So you're basing here. It looks like it'd probably be a squeeze. You got no, and you're at a high volume node. I'd want to see a little bit, come out a little bit. Show me that you want to start it. And then if you're not going to buy it right here, well, first little pullback, 3, 4, 5. Now I'm looking for that. Oh shit. If it's going to be a diag, it could do it, It could do it in an ABC, because this, it looks like if it's going to play, it's going to be a 5, 3, 5, 3, 5 diag. That's how I'd be approaching it. But this is not insignificant, right? Getting that RSI over 50 would be significant. All right, now here it's a little bit of a push. It gets rejected again, so you'd be mindful of that when they run. It'll test 50 or close to it, and then it will pop up towards 70 or higher. That's not what you'd want to see if you're thinking about entering the market. At the very least, you'd want that RSI to be pointing up. You're kind of just buying off of you're buying the consolidation, just the sideways. And when you're doing that, it's a bit of a, you're rolling the bones there, right? So, I mean, there's no telling what comes out of there. Dot to Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin takes off. Right, you'd think DOT's going to go with it, but is there enough here to where you'd say, well, I'm pretty sure that DOT's going to outrun Bitcoin? Maybe. So I wouldn't give that more than the 707 if I'm taking that. All right, shit. All right, I went kind of long there, but guess we just woke up. All right, let me keep moving here. Oh, wait a second. I got two. Shit. Archiduce and I got Vail's giving me dot to the dollar. Okay, so let's look at that one. What am I getting here? Oh shit, Vail, what are you giving me? You're giving me you're giving me a motive wave count. Is that what you're giving me? Yeah, you are. I think you are. Jesus, you're not giving me that looks like that's, I don't know if I can open that. I don't have that ready to go. I think he's giving me a motive wave count. I don't think I can open it. Shit. Let's see here. I'm going to open. Somebody just woke up. Okay, so Vail, I apologize, man. I'll come back. Oh, yeah, so it is motive wave 1, too. I'll come back to that tomorrow because I don't have motive wave ripe to where I can import that, but I will come back to that tomorrow. Let me make a note of that. Dot on motive wave. Oh, that's just, I'm glad to see you're using it and that you're sharing that, but all right, and I'm gonna have to deal with her in a second. Okay, so let me keep moving. I've got Grant F. Okay, hang on, guys, hang on. My little office mate just woke up. Okay, hang on. Hazards of being a new parent. Oh, guess. Oh, my wife just came back. Oh, perfect timing. Oh, baby, she peed too, right? Good. Right on the mat. Okay, good deal. All right, I'm only right in the middle of a live stream. Okay, let me. Oh, so Grant, these are easy because his are so clean. So we're right at the golden zone. We do not have a harmonic here yet. Oh, this is Zoom. All right, so this. Oh my God. We opened up the asset class. We're testing a little bit because it was just like 10-1 crypto to trads. So we just made them open to any asset. So Grant is giving me a traditional here. So look at the beautiful double bottom into the golden zone. So that's and note here as well, we got a little RSI divergence. Golden corner staring you in the face. Now you don't have to jump on it right now, right? So this would be show me the reaction, little retrace to the edge of the median line. So what are we trying to come out of here? We're just trying to get the 1 before we get the 2. Right, that's what you're trying to play there. But boy, I mean, you don't get a better setup than that. So if you've got capital for a traditional asset, I mean, you could buy the calls right now. Oh shit! I don't know when earnings are, but you want to be checking when earnings are coming. I don't have it on here, but boy, what a beautiful setup! And the Elliott's good here. So we've got WXABC finishing with a 5 right at the golden zone, double bottom in the golden zone, golden corner, 3 targets. How do you? Boy, this is one I'm going to track. This one I may take this one as well. Although I'll probably just buy the calls. Now, so why do I say that? Because the market's been coming down, right? So what's happening to the price of the calls, right? That's decreasing. Volatility's coming down. Calls are getting less expensive. Puts are getting more expensive, right? So if you get the pop, then you could, well, not to go into an option lesson, but I mean, you could keep it simple. You could just buy, but buy some time, right? So that he's got this going out until 2023. So if you're looking for the reaction here, either if you're something going out that far, it's a year out. Well, that's going to be a mighty expensive option. You're damn near buying a leap. So, minimum would be 90 days. And you're not trying to get all the way here because it's not likely to get there in 90 days. But I wouldn't buy less than that if you're thinking options, right? Because the time burn will just kill you. But this has got some pretty juicy targets up here. You can make good money, very nice return on your initial investment. Oh, I guess I can't draw on this. If we just get to the median line. Right. If you got some calls here and you're taking it from 256, the median line's at 584. I might buy options with a little more time, right? But you pay. It's a direct trade-off. Oh, I get more time for this to be realized, but I got to put out more capital to own it. Grant always, right? So one of the things members will certainly notice this. One thing about Grant's work is how consistent it is. It's always a clean setup. It's always coming out of something technical. Usually there's a harmonic with it, but always 3 targets. Right, so I don't worry about Grant at all. I know he's going to do extremely well. He's already doing extremely well, because of the discipline. Right, he's giving you the trading plan right in front of you. Right, here's the stop, making the assumption that the golden zone holds. Right, so he's not taking a lot of risks, so he can sleep at night here. Right, he's not going to get hurt here. Kotster, all right. So Kotster, I think you're new. Welcome. If you're not, forgive me, I think this may be the first time you posted because you're posting an image, not something I can work with. Okay, so what do we got here? This is Marathon Digital Holdings. Okay, well, maybe I don't have to do anything here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we got an impulse in the 1. We've got an impulse in the 2, but we overlap in the 3. So we can't count it that way. Oh, shit. Here, I'll bring it up. Okay, so this is Marathon Digital Holdings. Oh, shit. Here, where do I have something live? That's live. Okay, so this is Marathon. Not Marathon. Marathon Digital Holdings. All right, so... here I got Woo Wonka's. Oh, what do I want here? I got Woo Wonka's settings here. Bear with me, guys. Okay, let me get that. Okay, there we go. All right, so looking at what you sent me here, so you're giving me a daily chart or a marathon on a daily. Okay, so you got off to a good start. But you see the problem with the way you're labeling that. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? We have a hard overlap of the, so we can't call that an impulse, right? Which is, it looks like it would be, right? So I appreciate where you're coming from there. It's just a little, you'll learn that with time. In fact, this last swing, I think that's a push to call that an impulse, right? In the 3. So you'll get this quickly. So don't sweat that. So it's on the daily. How are you? Oh, I bet you're not in log scale. That's why, right? No, you're not. That's why. Okay, so let's come back here. Let's take it out of log. All right, so, all right, so here, this seems to be, so what's your date here? We're coming out of November before 21. Okay, so November, so this is where you started it. Well, it looks like you've got a, oh, I see. All right, so here's what you did. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you've got a good 1. So 1, 2 is good, but this is where it falls apart, right? So you can't do that, right? There are a few rules, right? I'm not a purist, but there's a few rules you are just unbreakable, right? Cannot break these. All right, so that's so far that it's not even, sometimes if they're, if it's like a tick, maybe you let it slide. That's too far. And then so what does it play better? So it's still a 5. Right? So your thinking is valid, but we have to treat it as a diag. And this, you certainly can see that the potential for that to be an ABC. So you just kind of have to rework it. Oh, let's see. Do we go down? So I think you're on the right track there. This might be better in log scale actually. I mean, you've got, what's our low here? From 37 cents to 90. We certainly have the range. Now, I think this starts to clean up a bit. So that the fact, okay, so that should make it a little easier. All right, so let's see if we can do this just on the fly. Okay, so that looks like a 1, 2. Until I'm forced not to, I put it there. Okay, 1, 2. Some of those or any of those are contenders here. Let's see how we look. Right, when in doubt, measure. Always measure. Right, so how we look here. Right? Second most common. Well, so now this, I think this starts to kind of come together. 1, 2. That can't likely. Well, I have to measure that. Okay, so then now here, if that's, you might have to do it here, 4, 5. Let's just get a measure in there. All right. Okay, let's put in a different color. Okay, so 1, 2. Well, so here, let me zoom in there. I'm trying to finish it. I'm trying to use your ending diag because now it fits, right? So 1, 2. Let's got a measure. Let's hope this fits. Yeah, it does. Okay, so now it fits perfectly. Okay, all right, so just a little, all right, you'll get this. All right, so that has to go up. That has to go up. That has to go there. We can take that down. Although they're pretty small. Okay, so that goes, I'll put it there. All right, so now I got 3 ABC into the 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're gonna have to dig it out that way. Oh, fuck. Oh, yeah, that works. Okay, so it looks like you got A, B, C here. Come on, in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it looks like that's a leading diag. Right, you got all the overlap here. So you'd work backwards here. 5, 4, 3, 2. So I think you're okay with a 1, 2 there. 1, 2. Now, is that long enough? Right. So if this is a 4, we could finish with a diag. I got these too small. You probably can't see those. All right. So 1, 2. Well, now because it's log, you got to measure. So let's get this out of here. Let's see how 3 to 5 looks. 1, 2. Right. That's which would be very common in a in a diagonal that you're not going to get the 1618, that you're going to get the 127, 138 window. So that's a good sign. And then I can just see that 5 is longer than 3. So I got 3 longer than 1, 5 longer than 3. So now I have a leading diagonal. Now, I could finish here, right? You'd prefer, right? If you got your choice, you'd want a contracting diagonal, but I mean, a hardcore purist might have issue with that. Let's go here, see how we look. Here, let's bring the other one back on. Okay, right in the pocket, right where you're looking for it, between 23 and 38, and we got a finish here. Now, we have any divergence? Well, I got Woo Wonka on here. Not really. You got earnings. Well, they just came off of earnings. RSI, but you have no divergence here. And the momentum is still rising. So is there an alternate here? Well, I don't think so. Right. So the only alternate would be, is this a 1? Are we going to get a kicker in the 5? Because it doesn't look like we've gone far enough here. So this would, well, let's just again, I should stop talking until I measure. Well, that's not unusual because of the length of the 1. But I might be looking, all right, so ideally, well, okay, so this actually is quite good, because if this is going to trade as a 1, well, okay, so we have the possibility that it's done, right? That 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we're good here, and we're going to come up just shy of the 161, or pardon me, of the 618. So that's a contender. You can't eliminate that. The alternate would be that we're going to keep ripping here, so that we're going to go 1, 2, 3, right? And we're going to get a kicker in the 5th. Yeah, I think that's the better way to play it. Yeah, that's the cleanest count, because you've got a good finish here, you've got a good impulse in here, you got an impulse here. That's a bit of a waterfall, so you're going to have to. That's a bit of a Elliott shuffle. A, B, C, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That all looks quite good. And let's see if we've got anything to work with here. Let's go back to that daily. Well, of course, we'd want to pay attention to all of this. When you're coming up to a high, I want to use all of it, because the resistance isn't so much here, right? Remember, we'll think of an order block, right? It's the last. If we're going to have an order block here, you're looking for the last up bar before it comes down. So I'd want to include that lower range of that as well for the resistance. Now, if we come up to that, I wouldn't ignore that. I mean, resistance is resistance. But that might be a good target, actually. I'm not. So I wouldn't necessarily be up here saying, "Oh man, I'm going to short the hell out of that," or it's a pretty ripping trend here. You got next earnings are out in March of 22. So one more little push here. Here's what that does not look like is a good place to be entering the market. Your best case here would be if you finish here. Well, if this is here, and you get a 3 that comes down. Well, what? There's no reason not to take that, right? You'd be trading off of the idea that the 5's not in yet, right? And you're going to go 3, 4, 5. All right, you're going to finish it up here. Again, this would be, you've got plenty of structure here. There's no reason whatsoever to give that too much risk. I mean, max, here's your high volume node over here. So I just push that off. Now, you don't know that that's done, but it sure looks like you got a candidate there. Right in here, something like that structure here might be a good spot for a stop. All right, so are we going to come out of here? Are we going to do this? That's what you'd be looking for, right into the sweet spot here for that long. Right, with discipline here, with stop placement, you're not going to get hurt. Right, you could do the same thing, right? If that comes down in 3s, you might look at the calls. Okay, I'm just glad. Thanks. How do I say that? Cutster. Thanks for that. Right, good one. I didn't mean to be overly critical here. It's just that those certain rules you can't break. Right. So just my guess is we won't see that again. Right. You'll put that in the back of your mind that that's one of the rules that can't be broken. but a good first start. Okay, James M. with ETH. Okay, so he already thinking that this count is 1, thinking outside the box, and 2, may have already been wrecked. Shit, sorry guys. My phone's ringing. I know it's Derek calling to tell me that my mic is off. All right, I got it. You know why? Because when I went to load that file, that motive wave file, it blocked the chat. Sound off. I got it. Oh man, that's a tough one. Abdulram, man. All right. Yeah. What are we doing here? God, I guess I have to have Monte Crypto. I can't be trusted to do this on my own. Well, so right off the bat, here's what I see. So the first thing I would do, right there. Well, fuck. We're in log scale. So I would take it out of log. Say, okay, well, give me 2 standard. Oh, that's a perfect use of a regression channel for any of you that watch the Bitcoin video. Well, these are both good, right? So you see, right, from high to low. Right? It's a nice way to use it. So when we break, the push to get back in fails. Right? So these are, well, interesting, right? Look like they're almost on the same angle. But since he sent it to me in log, I'm going to keep it in log per the way he sent it. This is how he's reading this. So 1, 2, hard to argue with. 1, 2. Oh, yeah, I remember. So I think the last time we looked at charts together, we were here. Yeah, it's very similar to Bitcoin. Well, yeah, just marking it up. I'd start here. Okay, so clearly that's already had a test, right? We had 1, 2 tests, right? So I like the thinking here that this is correcting that. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, you're stuck with that. No way around that. Got to use it. Got to account for it. There's the 4. Whew, that's a little squishy. 1, 2, 3. God, is there an alternate here? I think he's got the best solution here. My only thought would be to take it out. It's not any better. This is a 3 hour. 3, 4. Okay. Right. You heard me say before, if you start questioning, which I know he's already done this here, so I'm doing this sort of for the benefit of those watching. All right. So because I'm looking at this going, well, that is a bit of a cluster. So if that's 1, 2, how do we look for the 3? Well, we're past the high probability window, but not so far that you'd question. So that looks like a good 3, and then the subdivision is good. 1, 2. Okay, so and I'm going to guess you've already thought about this, James. So as I look at that, this is a bit of this is a little squishy. So I might just as an alternate, right? Never anything other than maybe an alternate. So here, I'm just going to pick this apart here and do it this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this shit. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can we do it this way? I gotta imagine you've already done this. So here I am doing what you've already done, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 looks like a contender coming off of that 3, 4. Well, let's label it here so we don't get lost. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. So my guess is I know he's already done this, so I'm going to run into something here. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this would put the 3 here. This has to go up a degree. What am I doing here? It's got to go up. Let's change that color. 3, 4. Right. So there's a contender for just an alternate count. So, right. So my thinking being that this looks like we're finishing something. The 1, 2 is, so we'd be going 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. It's just kind of where I started. It gets that many 1, 2s. I start to choke on them. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right. So this would still be coming. Right. So we'd still be seeking the 1 up here. Okay, so this would be 3. Oh, fuck. 3. Let's put that. Hang on a second. Where's that 4? Where are you? Oh shit, I got to do it this way. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Okay. 4. All right, get off there. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, could we have finished the 5 here? 1, 2. Well, let's see. 1, 2. I don't have a problem with that. 1, 2. That could be. Do we overlap? A, B, C. Yeah, that we could. Here, let's just. I'm only doing this just to give us some alternates. Okay, so if this is 1, 2, could we do 3, 4? Well, that looks triangle, so that's triangle. All right, 1, 2. Let's wick off the 1. Just force a habit. Okay, if that's the 2, what am I on? That's a 3 hour. Okay, let's stay with that as a 1, 2. I don't. Well, that's clearly a 4, right? This to me is a triangle all day long, so I'm going to take that out. So it looks to me like I got triangle. All right, I don't mean to chop up your count here. I'm just. Because I know he's watching. All right, that looks like pretty good triangle to me. So I'd be somewhat tempted to do this. I'm going to take that down a degree. All right, so somewhere in that range. Okay, so I'm looking for a diag because that looks like a 3. So I want this at the 50, right at the 233. Well, that's going to be a problem, right? So because we don't want the triangle to break, right? So this, so we've had an overlap here. It's a little bit of an overlap is an overlap, right? So you prefer to get it on this leg here, but so let's go with that 4. So A, B, and let's do it here. A, B, C, D, E. So you'd have to do the, let's see, let's go to a 1 hour. I know you thought of this, James, already, so I keep thinking I'm going to run into a landmine here. Well, this has to be the 2. Looks like you can get, so that looks like you can get an impulse here. Well, you can, so maybe it's a 5, 3, 5, 3, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, fuck, come here. Oh, come on. All right, so there's a little bit of there's a clear ABC, although it looks like it's a WXY. I think you got to go ABC. Right? So I think you're stuck here going ABC. into that 3. 1, 2. God, does it overlap? Yeah, it does. All right, so I'd be thinking that right there as just as an alternate. Is that a perfect double bottom? Yeah, you can't go 1, 2. Well, just again, just when in doubt, start measuring. Didn't quite make the 127, but we got the distance here, so it's a contender for the 3. So I'd be watching really closely right here. What are we doing here? All right, does this hold here? So so you can look at it and see. Okay, what are they doing? They're testing that. That's getting tested. 1, 2, 3. Now, if we break hard here, we're going to have to reconsider the entire count. But you still have a bull count here underway. Trying to get to this 1, trying to get to this 5. I don't know where that is. So this 5 would be up here. Now you'd have that 1. Now, what's the downside of that? You'd be looking for a bigger 2 here. If this holds, if this triangle holds. So I think there is a long here. That looks pretty decent. But I wouldn't. So one of two things is going to happen here. If they break this, you're likely coming down. It would likely. I'd be surprised if you didn't get something abrupt here. So if I got, do you have volume profile on here? Yeah, you do. Well, this is the next big one that I'd be paying attention to. Right there. So if we break, that's what I'd be looking to as the next target. So we're just trying to get a 1 to finish here. This is a very bullish count, right? So if we get this up here, let's put it back together. Oh, maybe the 4 will do it. 1, 2, right? If we're finishing here, likely not the 3. Well, how can we be sure of that? Right, that's what would be your contender for your 3. So this is very bullish. So 1, 2, right? This is damn near splitting. I mean, just a mirror image of Bitcoin. 1, 2. Now what are we doing up here, right? The Elliottician is looking for lower prices, but we've got the new release of Bitcoin, the update to Bitcoin here. The whole market is just wildly bullish. My Twitter feed is so full of 100K plus projections for Bitcoin here. I mean, everybody wants it, which is a little bit of a, if everybody thinks it's going, often that's what leads to the retracement here. But so if this is going to do that, you're going 1, 2, 1, 2, very, very, very bullish for Ethereum, which I know he's a raging bull for Ethereum. But yeah, what the hell is that, right? So this, I think, will be the key here. If that holds as a triangle and we kick up, then you've just completed a 5 here. I think that's a good candidate here. Now and then once again, I would do this anyway as I started here. I would put a nice regression channel on. Well, if I got up here, right now I'm not there yet. So think about it that way. We break that regression channel here. If that gets too far from that, remember that's 2 standard deviations from the average price. Just taking from swing low to the swing high. What's the average price? And then put me 2 standard deviations on either side. So if I come down to something like that, likely that move is in, right? The 1 would be in up here. Likely, it's not absolute certainty. You could pop up here, maybe you're back into it. But if we did 4, right, still you'd have it couldn't be that far in the 4. So you really need that to hold, to finish that 5, to finish that 1. Now, what are you looking for next? You'd be pulling from this pivot, right? If you got that here, and you'd be looking for the 2 right there. Now that kind of lines up rather nicely, right? Look at that. So that would need to come out of there, come up here. We finish, the 1 goes in. Now you just kind of wait patiently, right? Because everybody will be freaking out if it starts that. Now look at all that structure you're playing into. And that's what the beautiful part of that is, that I guarantee you the media will be Ethereum, because if Ethereum's going down that hard, Bitcoin will be going. The market is crashing. As soon as I see that, I immediately want to run to my monitor and start buying it. When I see those headlines, oh, Bitcoin crashes and it goes from 65 to 60, can't get there fast enough, right? Because who's paying attention to that, to the media about Bitcoin crashing, right? Retail, we're all retail. Newer traders, right, who are just in here because they think they're going to get rich, right? And trading's easy, right? Oh, shit, I just open my phone and I buy stuff and I end up with millions. Careful. Okay, let me keep moving. So James, hopefully I gave you a few things to look at there. We would have had to finish, right? So I think this is, here's what I know. He and I are going to share this chart multiple times before we get to that pivot, right? So and if this breaks here, this is going to get, I think the count actually gets a little tougher. We go up here, I think you know where you are. All right, so we'll go back and forth on that. I'll bet we're back on that, if not tomorrow, next week. Okay, Demon Lee, TR. Okay, you gave me 2 here. Okay, let me keep going here. ETH, right? I don't have to say put that on your watch list. Everybody on the planet's got that on their watch list. Okay, so I've got TRON. Oh, we haven't looked at TRON. So Diamond Lee, I want to say Diamond Hands, but Diamond Lee is giving me TRON. I think this is one he must be in. I think we've seen this one before. Maybe not. TRON is kind of an underappreciated. I don't think it gets the attention it deserves. This is log because of nice algo fork and resistance. So we are in log. That's a slight break. Obviously, they stayed with it. Okay, so coming out of the chute. Okay, so here's that. If you think back to the first chart where you're making some assumptions. Is that 1, 2? I think you're safe here at the 1, calling that the 2. Oh shit! Do I have it? Did I make it? Can I move this? Yeah, I can't. Okay, so WXY looks solid. A, B, C, 1, 1, 2. All right. Okay. All right. So here we're getting a little steamy here. So if you want to be a buyer here, you want to see it pushing over 50. Okay, so I'll put that down here so it doesn't distract. So you get lovely, right? So here's that's a modified shift, right? So it's just a channel, modified shift into the median line here as we rip out of that. That's nice work. Good spotting of that. A, B, C, A, B, C, A, B. Well, fuck, you're stuck with that. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. Oh, it looks like we dodged that bullet right there. Shit that does not happen randomly in the market. Right? If you think that's random, I'm here to tell you it's not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what do I get? Nice. It's not a diag, which is interesting because you'd think it might be, right? But we just get an extension in the 5th. So look here, WXY. Oh, why are you going WXY there? I see why. Okay, so this has to, looks like that's a triangle BC into the 2. Okay, that looks like good work. All right. We're at a 50% retracement. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, another impulse coming out of the chute. So nice. All right, so this was pretty. This is is that your golden zone? Or you guys do different colors than I do. So yeah, I'm just going to do it in my colors here so I can follow. That's the 2. That's the 1. See that's it's hard to explain it. It's just a little, again. This used to be the best kept secret in the market. Now there's a lot. I'm not the only one who teaches this. Well, obviously Halsey does, but there are a number of others as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 WXY. Right, little break would appear that they stayed with it. So I'd use that. So we complete. So here's what I would do. I'd have this up here. So I want to. Why can't I draw on that? I want to know that I don't want to lose track of a target up here. So I would do that and then take this off, or I'd hide it. So I'm sure he's already done this, right? So we're at a 50. Well, here. 50 in the linear. Okay, I see your thinking, right? So if we're down here, so we're not looking at that exaggerated range that if we're looking at 50 to, pardon me, 0.05 to 13, that's still a pretty big range, but we could let this slide here at the 50 here. So it's kind of ugly. What's in there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Looks like you have to go. Oh fuck, that's. Well, looks like you got 1, 2 here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oof. Boy, that's going to be squishy in there. 1, 2. Well, let's label it. I'm not sure you can finish that very well. That is a 2 hour here. I'd leave it that way. So because of the new low here, you're going to have to go ABC or WXY. That looks like that's ABC. So well, let's do it right. You're going to have to do it that way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1. Oh fuck, that's not what you wanted there, right? That so it's going to push you into a 1, 2, 1, 2, which I don't love. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2. Got to go 1, 2. All right, well that's all right. Let's see. Let's take that up a degree. Oh fuck, come here. Okay, so if that's going to hold, oh Jesus, do we have to go? That's 2 hours. Let's go to the 1. ABC. All right. Good example, right? They don't have to be massive swings. So that it's self-contained, right? 2 standard deviations. I got 98% of it, and I'm out. 1, 2. Well, it's either. Oh, you're kind of stuck with that. All right, so let's think about that. So so this becomes the critical pivot right here. Oh, shit. What is that? There we go. Get out of there. This is what I want. All right, so come here. So why is that the critical pivot? Because if this is going to go 1, 2, this has to be the impulse that's going in next, right? So this has to be 1, 2, and this is we're working on 3, 4, 5. Has to be coming. So that pivot is kind of the key to the whole trade. Let's get you. We'll go green here. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So it looks like that could be working on it. Okay, when in doubt, right? When you're not sure, what's the first thing you start doing? Right? Measure twice, cut once. Love to see that come a little further, right? Because then I'd have more conviction. And the further it gets from this pivot here, I worry less about that overlap. And then we're having to turn this into some sort of a cluster F of A, B, C, or W, X, Y. So I think you're good here with the 1, 2, 1, 2. Looks like that's still churning away. You'd like that to be the 4 or the 5 of the 3 to come up here to get you your high probability zone. Then the retrace, then the 5, right? So there's lots of upside here. This is a good choice. 3, 4, 5. Oh. Well, so this is gone because this is so wavy, or so this is so right down, up, right, up. You got so much of that. This is ideal for, okay, well, let me get the whole thing. Let me get an average for the whole thing. All right, so I'm pushing pretty far beyond it here. So all the more you're thinking being, but that's a pretty good push beyond 2 standard deviations. So this looks like legit trend. Right now, look how hot we are here. We got very hot in the RSI here on the 60. You want that to go a little further. So it's for the ideal scenario, because then you'd know, okay, I've got the internal impulse. So this looked like very 4-ish. So 1, 2, but you need a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to get in there. So, well, you have to go A, B, C here. 1, 2. Well, you want that at least to get up to here. Now, maybe you're back into the... All right, never forget to look left to see if there's anything you can work with there. All right, so what do I have anything? Oh, well, yeah. Right? If we go up there and pop that, and we're coming back down, well, you got two areas here that you'd be paying attention to, right? It's not just support is not just a one price, right? It's typically an area, just like this here. I would use all of this, right, as potential support, right? And I might even look for the order block in there, saying, okay, right, so down we go. Right now, they've already broken that. So what you're hoping to see here is that this goes a little bit further, and then we come back down, and we're testing all of that. Right. So likely the shorts now have already been stopped out. Particularly if this goes another leg, you might have some hopium going on here that they're looking for lower prices here, but likely most of them are out. So if it comes back down here, who's defending here? Right? Not the sellers, right? The buyers are defending there. So they're trying to get to that 3. So relative to this 1, 2, can I get that big 5 to finish? Come back for the 4. Well, then same idea. You'd be back into the 3, 4, looking for some sort of support here. Right, now we don't have this yet anywhere in that range. So what are we doing? We'd be pulling from this too, right? There's a method to every swing, every retrace. Oh, let's get you back on here. So right in the pocket, right at the center line between the 23 and the 38. Bring that back down. Boy, I'm all over that. So this would be a good one to watch. I think Diamond Lee, you posted this a couple times. Let's keep this one in the rotation. This would go to my watch list. This would be my B watch list because it's not quite ripe enough. I want to see that finish, but I want to keep an eye on it. If this could, look how much has to happen, right, before you really have something there and you're leaning into that 4, right? So because this, a little bit of a guess. Guess is the wrong way to it. You're making a deductive reasoning calculation here. Okay, so what are my choices here? I've got a clear impulse. I got to correct it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got to deal with that. So how does it fit? Well, if that's the 1, 2, that can't be the 3. So process of elimination. Oh, well, shit. If this is the 1, 2, I have to have an impulse here. So the fact that I've got a deep 2 really isn't problematic. It's that I don't want a short 3. I want a full-throated 3 here. Then it's just back to, okay, I know where I am. Okay, I'm working on this 3 to finish, and whether I want to trade the 4 into the 5 here and then wait for the retrace here, or take that. Nothing wrong with taking that trade, right? But don't think, oh, we're off to the moon, right? We're off to a buck. Of course, right? It could happen, but the odds are probably not. All right, so you're waiting for the wait to give it to me in a 3. I'm there all day. I got all this to play with, right? Give it to me a 3. I'm there. Good one, Diamond Lee. Good one. Okay, shit. All right. Here's my favorite all-time handle. Top Hat Panda Magician. Okay, good work, Demon Lee. All right. So what are you giving me here? IMX. Do I know IMX? Let's take a look here. Top Hat Panda Magician. How are we doing on time? Oh, fuck. 1:28 already. Well, one of the reasons any of you, members know this, and any of you YouTube subs, we wanted to do it last week. We had so few members posted, we had to kind of cancel. So, I polled the members and asked for some feedback, and the general consensus was not to lose traditionals, but to maybe make the 2 just open to any asset class. So that's why in today you're seeing, well, there haven't been many, but you're seeing some traditional assets. Well, we looked at Zoom, and we had Marathon as well. So we're just kind of making it open to any asset class. Well, we'll test that, see how it's received. Well, Top Hat Panda. He's been with us for a while, so I know he's going to have good work here. 1, 2. Oh, that's kind of nice. So, okay, here's a good example, right, just for you guys to see. Here's the ending diagonal that you'd prefer to see when you're finishing away, right? Then you really lean into it and you say, okay, I know exactly what that is. Right? So how does that fit, right? So when you identify it, then you work backwards and say, well, where does that fit in? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's really there's no other way to count it. Well, let's see. Just out of curiosity. Top Hat Panda doesn't need me to do this, but see, you can see a candidate in there for an impulse. So it made me think: is it possible that we did it this way, right? Oh shit! This is the 5, right? And I'm going to guess Top Hat already looked at that. That we could go 1, 2, 1. Let's see. So this would be 1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh, you'd have to finish the 5 there. It wouldn't work, right? So it wouldn't work, right? So it just shouldn't surprise me, right? So my guess is he's already looked at that. So that you could go 1, 2, because there is an impulse in here. So if you do it this way, right now we have to include the overlap. So if it's 1, 2, and the 4 is here, no overlap. If we do it this way, but it doesn't work because if it was 1, 2, this would have to be 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it doesn't work. So Top Hat had to check, man. All right. Okay. So A, B, oh, there's really, right? You've got to know, oh shit, I didn't even notice we're on a 5-minute. Oh, you got to be good to know that, right? So this is not something that the average Elliottician is going to get, right? Look at the detail in here, right? So this is perfect solution. We've got an impulse here. We've got an impulse here. So what do you do right off the bat? You're like, wait a minute, I thought an impulse was followed by a 3. Well, we go into an A, then we go here. This is tricky work, into a triangle in the X. Right, so first you got to know that you can do that. So you got to go A, W, X, Y into the B. Oh shit, here it is again. Another ending diag, right? So he's doing it this way because you want to have the overthrow in the 5th, not an underthrow in the 3rd. So this is actually the right way to draw the geometry. So A, B, C, nice work. Oh, looks like you got to go into that 1, 2, 3. A, B, C into the 4. Boy, this is good work. Well, and what makes this so hard to do is that he's doing this on the 5-minute chart, where it's, the potential for this to be changing often is high. Okay, so boy, this is we do have a lot of hard Tegans that are down there. Oh shit, what do I do there? That are day trading at this level. I almost never do that. Well, unless we're talking in the futures market. But in crypto, I rarely go down to this level. I don't have time to do this. But I'm glad to see this. This is a great example of how you would do it. Okay, so this is the 1. We're working on the 2 down here. Okay, so there's a lot. I'm just going to clear this up here a little bit so I can see a little bit better. All right, so remember, this is a 5-minute. A mutable X. I don't know this crypto. Well, it doesn't matter. 1 looks like, so what he's after here on this is WXY here. So note the channel and the median line. So there's reasonable candidate that you get it here where that geometry aligns. So we've completed something here. So I know he already had this, but it just makes it easier for me to kind of go through the thought process here. So there's your target right in front of the golden zone. Oh, shit. Hang on. Get out of there. Well, that looks like it's technical. Oh, well, there's the 50. He's already got it. Does he? No. Here, let's see. Golden zone. Let's see. So that's his. All right. So there's the one I just drew. Oh, let's tighten it up. So how did it do on the retracement? All right, here's the 618, here's the 65. Literally splits it. Again, things that do not happen randomly. I promise you, guarantee you, somebody put their stop right on the other side of the 618, got stopped out before it did that. Right? It happens every day because they don't know. They don't know it. Most don't even know that that's there, right? They wouldn't. See, remember here, if it breaks here, you can't. So there's a 786. So what? No, pardon me. So this would be. Let's do it this way. So if you're right here, right? So there's the break on that side. So we break the 65. So you're losing the sell side algo. We said, wait a minute, it still went down. Well, yeah, it did. And it looks like they could have picked it up here, but remember, they're not right on every time, and they rarely would I be down here looking at this. But note here, when we finish this, here's what I'm trying to convey to you guys. Now, members all know this, right? So if you get a slight break here and then it goes down here, when we get to this pivot here, we're not just looking from here to here. We're looking from here because the algorithm doesn't care, right? It doesn't care. It's the one that you always have to check is the dominant to the dominant, right? So what's the highest high and the lowest low in that range? Now, you would check here, but if it breaks, you don't abandon the idea that you're well, here we go 786 to the tick, right? Well, maybe a tick or two. Tight here. You don't abandon here and think, oh, well, it can't possibly go down now because I've broken the most recent swing structure here. Well, in actual fact, right, it looks like this one hit. Or well, here you were at the 50, it gets denied. So here's a classic one algo's denying the other from its target. So this being a much more significant algo because that's 50 from the low. Now again, we're on a 5-minute chart, but from the low that's here, that's the more significant, that 50. And it's tied to you can see the price action play there as well. So this little swing gets denied getting to that target. Can't get there because this algo takes over. So what do? Right? You move this now here, and you would say, oh, wait, but it broke here. Nope. That's why every one of these pivots has to be broken before you can confirm that the trend is in. Allah. Because the algo does not see this. It doesn't see this. It doesn't care. It just sees this. So where's the target? Now, look where the target is. You see how these algos just kind of dance back and forth with each other? So this asset is stuck. Well, right now it's stuck between a golden zone and a 50, right? So until it breaks out of that, how do you have any how would you have any indication who wins here, right? Because it's just an algo fight. It's just two pieces of software fighting it out with each other. So how would you have any insight into who's going to win there? Well, you kind of got mixed messages here. So you've got a series of lower lows and lower highs into this pivot. That all of a sudden, I get a higher high, right? Higher high. So would you naturally just assume that this is a retrace and we're going higher? Well, not so fast, right? That's where the Elliott, adds value. So wait a second, right? So can I put the 2 here? Could I be done here, or per rules and guidelines, is there something else going on here that would suggest that we're going down here for the lower target? Because this, right, if we do break this, now you got perfect algo game, just algo ping pong. Remember, 5-minute, right? So this is, oh God, if you guys watch what happens in the futures market, it's just all day long, right? It's just, watch the stock index, it's just ping, 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 just algos all day long, battling it out. So you've got a perfectly technical pivot here. So what we do have here, well, that's an interesting choice. See, if you do it down here, it's very easy to get there. So it's interesting that he's choosing this pivot. My thinking is that he's noticing that lines up here with the target down here so well, but you'd have to kind of watch for both of these. And the difference being, you get here more quickly. So if this just comes out of this and we get here, well, you're here way sooner than if you get here. Now you could do this, right? Because remember, we're looking this to finish this in a Y. So this wouldn't be unusual. No, there's your triple top. Once again, I promise you somebody bought it right there, right? Oh, we're going to the moon. Oh, Jesus, you'd have to do looks like you'd have to do 1 or A, B. That's not a great looking start. Or 1, 2, 3, 4. Because we're looking for a Y here, so we're looking for 3. That's what we're looking for, right? To get teed up and make it perfect, but don't assume the 50 is going to break, right? They could easily hold here. You've got the structure we talked about here, but so again, we're back to how would you know? Well, if I get a 3 here, well, now I know, right? Well, at least I have enough to put money at risk. I would take that trade all day long. I may not sit here with a limit order. Well, on this one, right? If I had the confluence of the channel, the median line, and the golden zone, I might just take that as a limit order with a stop under the 707. But it's always, you want to be a little more conservative. Just watch it happen. Give me a little reaction. Okay. Good, right? You can't hurt me. Not going to hurt me. I'm going to put my stop right here. That's a kind of a wonky start to it. All right, so bulls, right, are not giving up here without a fight. And again, 5 minutes. So that kind of chop is to be expected, right? You see it here as well, and here, right? You see that much more commonly on the lower time frames where we're in and out, we're in and out, we're in and out. ABC. So that's really nice work. But that's Top Hat Panda, right? He's very skilled. So this is an interesting count, right? Interesting approach and some real Elliott skill there, right? He's just gotten very good at it. Okay, let me keep moving. There's great stuff, Top Hat. All right, Berlin, another solid technician. All right, so immutable, interesting choice. Oh, that's right. Berlin likes this these moving averages. I remember this from the last time. Okay, so let's go over here. How are we doing on time? Shit, Monty. Oh, if we can't finish this all today, because I'm seeing a pretty long list down here. Oh, maybe not. Oh, maybe we can finish this. Okay, good. All right. 1, 2, 3. All right, so let's just right off the bat, because it looks like I'm working on an impulse here. WXY. Okay, I'm with you. So okay, that's nice that you did it that way, so I can see what you're thinking. W, A, B, C. That's good. A, B, C. Okay, that's a nice little add-on, right? So I can follow your thinking here. Oh, why does this look wonky? What's? It could just be those EMAs are just kind of. There we go. This looks like we're not in camp. Well, not that it matters, but XY. Okay, so we'd have to come out of here. Eesh. Well, it looks like you're stuck with that. I would just ignore that. But it looks like you got it kind of. Oh fuck. Ooh, what are we doing there? Eesh. Well, it looks like you can do it, but you're going to come up a little short here. Well, that's where how much a purist are you going to be? Right, because it looks like you're kind of stuck with that. And 5 will not be longer than 3, but it's going to be close. Oh, fuck. Okay, can't be that. Can't be that, right? Because we take out the 4 here, so you're kind of stuck with it, right? It's not. There's a bullshit. What do we do there? W X A B C Y. And so this is how I would start with it. I'd put the 2 here. Oh well, that's not a great start. Let's see. Well, let's just put it up here for a minute. Let's go micro. I think you're stuck with that. Hedera hash graph. Do I know this one? Hedera hash graph? I'm not sure I do. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, this works. That's kind of ugly, but you don't have much else to see. So you can do 1, 2. Oh fuck, you can't. Can you do that? 1, 2. Yeah, you can. So we can get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we can get our impulse here. 3, 4, 5 gives us the 3 relative to this 1. We're in log. So here's the AB. All right. So now look, you guys now start taking to my drawing, so you can look at it. So there's the 3 A B C. Oh, it looks like that's triangle B C. Whoops. 1, 2. Well, 1, 2. You're gonna have to dig it out. It looks like that would have to be your 4. So. What are we on? We're on a daily. All right, so let's just do a little measuring. Right, so note the channel that he's got on it. Oh, we're in log scale, so we got to do it that way. So we're stuck with that. I'd want to check this. Second most common. Now, are we done there? That's the question. 618. That's a pretty good one. Well, okay, so you got kind of a mixed message here. If it's going to go A, B, C, and we're coming down lower, you're just making an algo play here. So it seems like the implication might be here, if this is what you're outlining here, is that we're looking for a bigger extension, because that would be a mighty shallow too, right? Well, let's just put it together here, because it looks like he's using a couple of things here. All right, so if we're done here, 2 at the 23. Well, look like you're done there. I'm going to move this here. I'm going to bring that down a little bit lower. All right, there's a contender that should be lower here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Could we be working up towards a better finish there on that 5? I'm kind of holding out for a little bit more there. So I'm going to take that off. So this is WX. That looks like triangle Y. 1, 2. Well, why not? So what's the simplest thing I can see here? And then the next question is, well, why not that? We're on a daily. Good God, I hear there's plenty of room to work with that. Okay, I got a clear ABC here. So why are we thinking that we're done there? All right, well, let's measure it. So if that's 1 and that's 2, well, that could be why, because you got to deal with that. So it looks like you. There you go. Okay, so that explains it. Here I say, if I do this, I don't get lost. If I go down to a 1 hour. Okay, so can we finish this? Yeah, you got to deal with that. Okay, so I see your thinking. All right, so we can't do that. Now, can we get an impulse into that? So I'm working backwards. Oh shit, maybe we can do this on a 2. Oh God. Ooh, that's ugly. Oh, God, I don't think we can get a 1 out of there. All right, so we might be looking at a truncation. Well, let's see. So this is a clear 3. Can we get a 1 out of that? It looks like that's all right. Well, let's keep it. Let's try and simplify. That's the lowest low. So if that's going to finish that way, so you got it working backwards, 4, 2, 3, 1. So it looks like you're kind of stuck with that. This is your problem. I don't think you can get a 1 out of that. So, but it looks like you might be able to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into a diag. A, B. Well, you can't trade this. It's either WXY or it's ABC. So, now this is all wick down here. Well, let's see. Where's body here? Well, let's go to the line chart. This is a toughie. All right, there's your lowest close. This is the problem right here, because I don't want to go 1, 2, 1. No, you can't even do it, right? You can't go 1, 2, 1, 2, because we take out this. So this looks like it may be a truncation. Let's go back here. That actually may clean up the count. Let's see. Well, you want to put the 3 here, so you want to come from this as a 4, and it looks like you could probably finish that. Well, you're gonna have to squeeze it in. So it looks like you can go 1, 2. Pick your 3. 3, 4, 5. That's a little squishy there. It doesn't overlap. 1, 2, 3, 4. Poof. 1, 2, 3, 4. You might have to do it here. here. That gets a lower low, so this would have to be, no, that doesn't work. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna have to do it there. I have to do it there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boy, that's really a squeeze. All right, hang on a sec. Okay, so I think you got to start it here. I don't think you can make that front end work. Well, so is there even a possibility? Well, already you're kind of compromising here because you don't have. Fuck. Do we? Let's just label it here. So can we even make it work? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks to me like that won't work because let's check it. Maybe it will. No. All right. So you can't do it as a leading diag because 5 isn't longer than 3. So because of that, right? So there's, you're on the edge of, again, not being a purist. That's one I wouldn't compromise on. So I'm thinking you're going to have to truncate this, which you go to last resort, right? It's usually means you haven't found the right combination, but I don't see another way to you can't, unless we're talking diag, right? You could go A, B, C. Well, even the A is a bit of a push, right? Because you don't have a diag there. So I'm kind of going to do it this way. Here's the, when in doubt, right? Okay, so whatever happened here, this was a base building event. Right? So why do I say that? Let's come down. Let's check it. How does all of this look? Right? Is a bunch of supply going to fall in here, or are we going to start to head back up? Well, I'm not sure that gets any better. Boy, this is a tough one. Oh, got it. Well, either you're just going to wing it. You're going to say, "Oh, okay, fuck it. It's ugly. I don't like it." But 1, 2, 3. You got to finish it here, so you got to work off of that. So even that wouldn't work. So you'd have to pull the 1, 2 over here. Well, I might have to come back and visit this. This would have to be 3, 4 here, and you'd have to finish the 5 there. So, well, that can stay there. Sometimes, right? If I may not be able to finish it in the amount of time that would work here. Even that is, Jesus. Talk about a double top, right? Promise you somebody bought it there, right? On the double top, thinking we're going to the moon. Right, this might help you lean into it a little bit if you had a technical pivot here. Second target, maybe. It seems like a bit of a force fit. 1, 2. If you're going to have to live with that, I don't see a way to do it. All right, but let's not get bogged down here. I'd rather come back to this when I'm not on a live stream here and try and find another combination. But I think you're going to have to truncate that. Oh boy, this is just ugly all day. Well, let's pull back out here. Where the fuck are we here? I like this, right? So the WXY works. That's a problem. Problem spot, right? So if I would imagine most of you would look at this and go, okay, well, if it's that much trouble, do I want to try and trade this? Where's the 1, right? So is it you can't get a 1 there. So either you're truncating or you're just going, oh well, okay, close enough. Which I don't like to trade. I don't put money at risk in that. If that's coming out, I wouldn't be doing it live. But if that's in my head and I'm going, well, fuck, I don't know, I'll wait. Why, right? So it's kind of the same idea. Why take something where you can't figure it out, right? Eventually, something will clear up here to where you'll be able to sort this out, or enough will have happened here to where you'll come back to this and go, well, it had to be a truncation. Truncation. If I end up at a truncation, it makes me think I haven't found the right solution yet. But I don't see how you can get a 1, 2 out of that. I don't think you can, right? So, okay. So what you want to do is this, right? This is what you want to do. If you're a bull here, come here. you want to do this, right? You want to go, oh, there's some sort of, it looks like you got a triangle there. So what do we got? A, B, C, D, E. Okay, so there's your 4. That's what you're looking for right there, right? Some lovely, right? A good structure. Oh, there's some complexity in you got likely a triangle in here. So here, let's looks like you got this. A, B, C, D, E. Well, even that's not great. Because the D went a little high. Oh, one of you guys have got the wave on here. I don't love that either. But that's not a 1. That's not so great either. So this was just difficult, right? So it's just a lot of chop here. I would just wait. Right? So even though I want to go 3, 4, 5, when in doubt, I stay out. I will stay out. This is a tough one. Adhere hashtag. Even if you go out a little bit here. So if it comes up here and finishes that, I wouldn't be sad about it. I mean, you'd be saying, I can't solve the puzzle here in a way that gets me comfortable taking that trade, so I'm just going to let this go, right? So if it comes down, if it comes down here, well, then I'd be back to, okay, I don't know, right, likely something finished there, and we've just got, I don't know if I can't, maybe I just can't find it, right? But 1, 2, 3, 4, I feel like that needs another leg, right, to go up and finish that. So if it does it, and you're a bull here, well, that's a ballsy trade. I would be uncomfortable with that. That's one where I'd be, where's your stop, right? Is you going to use this low? I don't like it. So I would be waiting. So if that completes, then I've got a nice impulse with some, maybe we come all the way down here. So to turn this into a diag, you're going to have to come down here, but I don't think you have an impulse. So it's just question mark, right? This would just be one I wouldn't trade. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If it does that, well, of course, we're just going to sit patiently and wait for the retrace, which just seems like he's already got it teed up here, right? So after I went through all of that, he's already got it sitting there waiting for it. If I go back to the daily, all right, so this extend this out. Oh, the shit, that's a hazards of channels in log. That's what I'd do. I don't like this enough to trade it. So I'd wait, let it finish. Likely a retrace coming because, boy, that's a pretty good looking impulse. Right, the shape of it is good. I just can't find the solution in the finish, so I stay out when I can't figure it out. Looking for a 2. Right. Hopefully Berlin, was that you who posted that? Was Berlin? No. Yeah, it was Berlin. Let's bring this one back. I'll be very curious to see how that resolves. Okay, how we doing? Oh, shit. Let's see. You're muted. That's already got that one. Woo Wonka. Okay, we're good there. And then my partner here. Okay. All right, so let's do, we're almost done here. So there's I got Pizza Man. Oh, Pizza Man will be easy. He's solid as a rock. Okay. All right, what are we thinking, Pizza Man? Copy link. Oh, shit. You gave me a different one. Let me try that. All right, so let me copy that. Okay. Get rid of that one. What are we doing? FUV. I know FUV, but I can't place it. Okay. Oh, we went to a daily here. Okay. Well, okay. So out of the chute, looks like, whew, what a rip here. I'm a little surprised we're not in log here. So we're in 72. Well, let's just pop in the log, see how it looks. Oh, this is a traditional. That's why I'm thinking, what crypto is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, now the leading diag looks a little more appropriate to your eye. So maybe he sent it that way. I didn't spot it. So here's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So you can just see it. 3 is longer than 1, 5 longer than 3. So we've got a nice leading diag to start it out with. Nice clear 3. And look, we come into a nice big high volume node. You can just play off the structure. Elliott would not have been necessary here, but I'm going to guess that that's going to be ABC. Well, so that looks like you got confluence there. I know he's already done this, so I'm just going to do it for the benefit of us looking here. All right, didn't quite make the 50, but boy, that's quite an extension in the 5th, so that's not shocking. We'll come right to the high volume into the structure here. I'd be curious to check that. Just could I find any additional confluence in the A to the B, right? 100 to the tick. Right, just eyeball it, looked like it. So there's all the more. So a great example, right? Great example, right? So this is, you see here it is. All right, so I've got all this confluence here. So I might have been a little bit, I'm looking for that, the 50. But if I see the 100, okay, I'm interested. Now I get this. Right, so stop here. It's very low risk trade. Look, all of that already, and all you're risking is just that. Right, because you're making the assumption that the pivot's in, right? The market's reacted to something technical here. That's likely an algorithm here. A to B equals C to D, right? Simple software can be written for that. Now we're coming off of that. Now, right? Obviously, that's potential. We're just going to come down and finish that at the 50. The fact that because you know there's going to be stops there, right? So whoever's selling here, their first goal is to get to the stops there, right? A little fuel. Can't do it. That's why it comes so hard, right? So because the shorts have to start covering. All right, great work. Okay, so we come off of this 1-2. I got a clear impulse. Well, so I'm guessing he's had to do the same thing. That immediately my first thought was, well, why can't I finish it here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I like them. I want an impulse to be all self-contained. You guys have seen me do this many times. If I can finish it all self-contained, I don't want to go over here unless I have to. So I'm thinking out loud. So my assumption is he's already thought through that. Well, let's see. Okay, so let's think about it. So what he's doing here. This looks like a 3, so it would be, you'd have to double top it. So, okay, what's the process of elimination? A, B, C. Okay, so I've got a 4. Well, so right off the bat, you see immediately the size of the 2 relative to the 4 makes you pause, right? So, am I stuck with that? Because here, we're on a daily. I can probably dig a finish out of there. Let's go down. Let's go down to a 4. What are you thinking, Pizza Man? That looks like a good 1, too. You can't quite do it. Can you? Oh, maybe you can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's label that. All right. So if this is the 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's take that up a degree. Ah, shit. 1, 2, 3. There's not much subdivision in there. There's none here. That's the 4. Okay, so we finish with a diag. So the 3, 4, 5. I'd prefer to finish it here, but it looks like I don't get that option. So there's the 5. Okay, A. Well, here's the 2 that's coming in. You'd have to call that impulsive, right? It's just a waterfall, right? So working backwards, 5, 4, 3, up 2, 1, or you may do the 2 here, 3, 4, 5. A, B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it looks like it's there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks like that's in. Oh, we're in log, but that looks like that'd be just a nice channel you could put on that, right? Just hit the center line, which is much like a median line. So we tag that. Now, so we come out of that, we get a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, beautiful. All right, so it looks like he's, so the assumption is the 2 is in. Let me take that up a degree. Okay, so we got our 2. So we get a technical pivot here. We've got this, it's not how I would have preferred it, but I don't see unless you went A, B, or pardon me. If you put it here, you'd have to go Fuck you. I don't think you can do it unless you want ABC. No, we can't. All right, so let's leave it over here. Okay, 1, 3, 4, 5. Kind of stuck with it. ABC into the 2. I start. I don't get a great finish there. We are. Oh, hang on, I got to do this or I'll get lost. Let's go to a 1, 2. So that looks solid. ABC. You're kind of stuck with it, right? They all break down eventually. Okay, so I like your thinking here. We're right to, that looks like that's going to be, so here, you guys do different colors than I do. So that looks like that's a 786. No, oh, we just broke the golden zone. All right, so your colors are just a little different here. So there's a little bit of a break. Doesn't kill a 2. Perfectly valid for a 2. So you're looking for your 3 right here. Right, which seems to be the trade that he's after. Right? So he's right here. It looks like based on where he placed that, he's looking for a little bit of a kick coming out of that. So right here, where would the obvious resistance be? All right, so right here would be. Remember, it's the prior lows that will be the resistance, not the prior highs. So something like that. So it's got to get through that. It would be ideal. And then you'd come back down and test it, right? So the 1, 2, you're trying to get, here, I'll just make it simple. 1, you're trying to get into the 3, 4, 5 to get that to finish. Oh, shit, come here. You get the drift of what I'm after there, right? So 1, 2, right? So you can buy it right now, right? Some very aggressive traders like to just go, shit, why am I waiting here? I'll put my stop under that pivot. I'm in, right? So I've got more upside and I have less risk. If you wait for that, well, now you're just saying, okay, I'm willing to put my stop here. So how much do you want to be in FUV? Well, 1, 2 it's not golden, but I'd have a set of median lines here I could work with. Pretty close to golden. So see, this is why you want a little more distance here, because it could get that. You don't want it to get it that fast, really. So if it did, you've got a bounce there, well, I might be looking for something down here. So you're going to be right in the 50 golden zone range. Note the Vegas wave on top of each other coming sideways. So you're looking just for that 3, 4, 5. But where are you in the larger context, right? So you start pulling back out and you go, okay, wait a minute. All right, so I drove all the way down into that. What am I trying to do? Well, what did we finish back up here? Shit. Let's go to an 8. Right, so we're trying to do just a 1, 2. So if I go to the largest degree, you can give me the largest degree. Well, you can see the potential, right? Okay, if this falls apart, then this is just a more complex correction, and we're coming down to something deeper here. Boy, this is really, really good, though. So to be thinking higher, I think, is very reasonable. But essentially, what are we trying to do? We're trying to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's what you're after here. And we're just going down to that granular level so you can do it with less risk. So you come out here and you say, shit, man, I'm just trying to get into the 1 of the third of the third. Well, it could, because this, we'd be looking for this higher. Right, if that's the big 3, right? If it's 1, 2, and this is 1, 2, you're trying to get into the money wave right here. So this would be thus it's worth it to come down here and go, fuck, man, that's a lot of counting, a lot of waves. Is it worth it here? Because if I can get into it, right, a move like that. So why go through all of this? God, there's got to be easier ways to do it. Holy shit! Look, I got to count all these. I got to label all of this. Why do all of that? Because otherwise, how do you know where the money wave is? Where's your big wave? How would you know? Rhetorical question, right? Obviously, right? Because you wouldn't know. You have no way of knowing. Oh, well, when the RSI really gets hot, then I know that's the money wave. Oh, when the MACD is just roll, it doesn't close, right? Bullshit. You don't know. You apply some Elliott, at least you have some candidate here based on 100 trillion waves that had come before. At least I have the odds playing with me here. That it starts with this. If this is the 2, right? Well, this is the larger degree 2. If this is the 2 followed by another 1, 2, I know I'm going into the biggest potential wave here. Relative, right? If this is 1, 2, right? It's all a matter of degree. I'm going into the money wave, which is why all of this, which is kind of a pain in the ass, right? If you don't love it, right? You either love it or you hate it. But if you love it, right, you understand, oh shit, I know. I'll tell you exactly why I'm doing that, because I'm trying to get into the money wave. Something to think about, right? Again, if I didn't think it added value, I wouldn't teach it. I'd just draw lines. Okay, Pizza Man, that's good work, man. That's a tough count, but worth it to get all that done. All right, I got one more, and then we'll wrap it up, Monty. No, he's probably made 26 trades while I was doing all this. Whoa, Abdo, you gave me a lot here. You gave me 2 images and this last one here. Let me see. This is our last one, then we'll wrap it up here, guys. I don't know if anyone's even watching anymore. Okay. All right. Most people watch it on the recording. Okay, so all right, Abdo, let's see. Am I saying that? Abdo. I think that's how I say that. Okay, what are you up to here, Abdo? The Arab Real Estate Investment Company. Never looked at it. Now, would that matter? Right? Is there... No, of course it wouldn't matter, right? Every chart, just a reflection of human emotion. Fear and greed. 1, 2, 3. Oh, that's pretty sexy. Okay, why are you thinking that? Okay, so you've got an obvious candidate here for an ABC. Looks to me, I can't get an impulse there. So sometimes I'll bring this up in my first thought here, and then I'll realize that they've already done this, right? So you can't do this. You can't go 3, 4, 5. You can't do it because it overlaps. You can't go 1, 2, right? Because the overlap. God, is there another way to do it? I don't think there is, right? So you want to go 3, 4, 5, 3, 4. You can't get it to work. So so what are you left with here? 1, 2, fuck. 1, 2, 1. Oh, you'd have to dig it out of there. Well, here, let's go in there. Oh shit, doesn't matter, right? It probably doesn't matter here. But if you're addicted to solving the puzzle, like I apparently am, I hate to leave something unresolved. But here, let's say, since we're on the last one here, I could spend an hour there fucking with that. Okay, so let's say we got a 1 here. Let's take that up. So, okay, so it just stands out to me. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I see, right? So this is why he's doing that, because he's working this as a running flat. Boy, that's a bit of a push in there. Do you really have 5 there? I guess you could do it. Yeah, so you'd have to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So he's working this as an A, B, C, and this is a 5. The impulse finishes it. All right, I see you're thinking, I might fuss with that a little more, see if there's not a better solution. But I mean, it works. 1, 2, you're gonna have to dig it out here. 3, 4, 5. So A, B, C. Okay, so why is he doing that? Well, it looks like we're far enough for a flat. Let's just double check it. So you want ABC here. No, we're not going to be far enough. Well, it's 887. You know, they miss a lot, right? Ideally, you'd get a 90 there. Well, so do you see why? So I'm measuring that, because if he's going to go 3, 5, right? Ideally, you want that to get 90%. I'm not so much a purist that I'm a stickler for that. If it gets to the 887, that's enough for me. Interestingly, if we do it this way, you probably are there. Well, you're still a little shy. So it is, again, it's not going to be perfect every time. I think that's a reasonable, because there's a clear 3 here, and that's a clear impulse, right? So you have to. So he's right. It's good work. It's good work. All right. So this impulse here has got to be dealt with. So how else could you do it? You really can't. You got to deal with that. So it's got to be factored in somehow. So thus, right, so process of elimination, he gets to A, B, C. So I can finish something here, right? We either start or we finish with an impulse. So, or with a 5. So that gives me a good candidate for the A, the B. So the 1, 2, this is good work, 3, 4, 5. So, oh, here, let me just change these colors. I'm so used to, no, that's the wrong color. Let's go to, so used to yellow being corrective. Okay, 1, 2, 1, doing it again. Why are we not here? That looks like a clear 3. I'd do it this way, right? So there's no reason not to. You don't have any overlap here. 1, A, B, C, 2, 3, 4. Are we done there? Yeah, so what are we on? 1 hour? 1, 2. That looks good. Okay, right back. Just reflexively, this right off the bat. Okay, what are we doing? We're going to measure, right? So am I long enough here? Well, it's hard not to notice where we come in here. So could I get an impulse here and this be the 4? Doesn't look like it. It doesn't look like it, does it? It doesn't look like you could finish this. Ooh. 1, 2. Well, maybe you can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, right. When in doubt, measure it out. Would that work? 1, 2. Man, well, I'll be damned, it will. Okay, so good work. Good work, Abdo. 3, 4. So there's the 3. A. Shit. B. Okay, that works. All right, so it's well done. Very nice work. 3, 4. So I don't love that. But I guess you're just, it's essentially, right, it's just 4s are usually easy to spot, right? We're not progressing the trend. Then there's the waterfall to finish it. 1, 2. Oh, that's just kind of a dumping. A, B, C. So I want to see that 2 relative to this 2. Oh, come here. Let's go right to the 38. Okay, it's amazing how they tend to, you kind of draw it out. You check it out and say how you measure it out. I'll be damned. I'll be damned. Look at that. So it looks like he's right on the money here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Man, this is good work. Very good work. Well done. Okay, so this is one. Well, for those of you that are trading the Arab Real Estate Investment Co., we are in log scale, so you can't do, unfortunately. Well, you can do it this way. All right, it's the trade-off on a regression channel. Little kick here. So the interesting, I just note the 2 and the 4 kick it out. Right, the corrections break 2 standard deviations. And look where that target is, right on that center line. All right, so that all looks pretty darn good. So that would be the 5 of the 5 of the C. So this is so what he's trying to do here, and it's a little easier to spot it. God, never first click. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a good looking finish. Right, remember the 2, right? It's the 2, always a push to try and get to the stops up there, right? Can they get them there? If they can't, that's why the 3 rolls so hard. Right, it's the failure of bulls here to push to get to, well, there's going to be stops up here and up here. The fact that they can't get even to the double top is why it rolls so hard, right? So it's the same thing with a B. Well, same thing, right? The B, they're trying to push to get to the stops here, right? They're trying to get them. I promise you that's what's happening there. They're trying to get them, right? If I can just get a little higher here at the very least, right? And if they're trying to bend over retail, they know there's a bunch of liquidity up here so they can pop it and then bring it down. But the fact that they can't even get there, you can kind of draw this out, right? Again, think about an order block. It looks like the last order block is right here. Is the last up bar before it goes down. They can't get there. sign of weakness. 1, 2. Well, this is good, right? It's good detail. Nicely done. 1, 2, right? So you right? It can't be 3, 4, right? There's no other place to finish it, right? So just when you're down here, see now when you're over here, you might have thought, oh, holy shit, is that going to be a shallow? Is it 1, 2, 3 sideways 4 A B C? You might have thought that, right? But now as it starts to unfold, which is why, something like this, you just have a portion of it, right? You'll often hear me say the market hasn't revealed enough of what it wants to do here. Once it starts here, you could very easily have, you can see it here. You can see how you might have thought, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, man, I've got a diag here. Oh, no. Right, you're thinking something else, but as the market pushes lower, now the pieces start to come together. Now you're here. Are you done? You don't no way to know. It needs to give you more, so that you can say, because right here, do you have enough to put money at risk? Well, you might talk yourself into it, but look where we are here. If you're assuming that this is a completed impulse, and you're right here, okay, we're at the 50. Right? So could that have finished? Maybe, right? You can see how you might have been dealing with thinking, 3, 4, 4. Oh, we just broke the 50. It should go here, which is all the more, right? So if I really didn't intend to go here, but kind of end up with this saying, well, hey, if I take this and then I take the first little retrace, because I'm thinking the ABC is done here. I'm at the 50 golden zone. I got structure. So, hey, why wouldn't I do this? Well, so zoom in there, right? If you took that on that idea, right? Oh, lows in right off the bat. All right, so let's just play that thinking out, because that's a very common thing for traders to be dealing with. So you might have been thinking, now, if you're not using Elliott Wave, you might say, I know, I saw that guy on YouTube talk about doing that here, right? So I can just risk that here. Do I have a 5 here? Do I? Do I get what I want, right? I want, it could be a diag. It's fine to be a diag, but I got to have a 5 here. So I don't. I get a 3. Now, when it's doing this, when I've now broken this, boy, the odds of that turning into a 5 are starting to get very low. So do I even stay? So if you took it here if you did this, right, because you didn't care about, 3s, 5s, who cares, right? I've got a higher high, higher low, higher high. Who cares, right? I'm going to take that. I saw that. I like that idea. So I'm looking for this, right? At this point here, are you staying with it? Here, we'll just see, maybe I'll, right. There's a hard hopium hit right there. Maybe they won't get it. No, by the time you're here, you should be, why take the full impact of the stop? Just get out, right? What you thought was going to happen did not happen, right? Oh God, I had this on the tip of my tongue. I read this from it again. It's not my quote. It's not what the market does. It's what the market is supposed to do and doesn't. If this is the pivot, I got to have a 5 come out of here. The fact that I get a 3 and then I'm breaking that pivot here, I'm out right now. Why take the additional hit here? But it's a good example if you didn't know any Elliott Wave and you just said, you're like, shit, I don't want to pay attention to that. But here, I'll just work off of that. I like that idea. Boy, right here, if you're breaking that pivot, why take the additional drawdown? Why? It may not be much money, but still, just think, maybe you put a 10 lot on there, right? I mean, again, the concept is it's not about the size of the loss. It's the thinking of the trader. It's supposed to do this. If I thought the 5 was in here, it's supposed to give me a 5. It gives me a 3. Even here, as it starts there, why are you still in? Why? Right? Hopium. Oh, well. Okay, well, but it made that 50. We're into that prior structure here. Let's see what happens. All right, as soon as you're thinking that, I can promise you your stop's going to get taken out. Why not be proactive? And if it does this, right? So if it comes down here, and it double bottoms, okay. Well, now do you abandon the trade, or are you thinking, oh shit, maybe that was 3, 4, 5, right? So this time maybe I'll wait and see if I get a 5. Do I get a 5? Do I get a 5? Do I get a 5? Maybe it's here. Okay, there it is. I can spot it now. Okay. Oh, look at that here. I got a nice. Did I get a 5? 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 In none of those do I get a 5. So why are you fighting that? Why are you trying to pick the turn here? You're not even getting the start of what you need to see. Remember, it's not what the market does. It's what the market's supposed to do and doesn't. If any one of these pivots is the low, I have to have a 5. Now, if you're on the sell side, right, you're loving this all day. Holy shit, I got another 3. I can sell it again. Holy shit, I got another 3. I can sell it again. Holy shit, I got another 3. I can sell it again. Things to think about. Okay. Oh shit, I got someone tipped. Oh shit, Monty, you didn't. Oh, maybe you did tell me that. Okay, someone tipped. All right, for CRO USDT. All right, appreciate that. So let's see what we can find here. CRO USDT. I don't think I know this one. CRO. Oh, crypto.com. Okay. All right. The CRO is throwing me. Okay, so this looks interesting. Okay, so right off the bat, do we want to be in log here? Oh, looks like from 0 to 50. Looks like we do. Okay, well let's check it out. All right, so one of the benefits of log is log or no log here. So I will often go to log. So I just say, is that the low or is that the low? So I can see it. Right, you can just do it here. Say, oh, that's not a low. That's my absolute lowest low right there. Okay, so coming out of the chute, boy, that's kind of gnarly. Do I have an impulse, right? Do I get a 5? No. So what could it be? Well, let's see here. So first thought, right, of course, is diagonal. All right, so sometimes you just start mapping it out and you say, okay, show me why it can't be that, right? This is you to yourself. Well, I sure can see a candidate here for this to be a 5. Now let's get those to something not so ginormous. Okay, could it be? Well, let's just check that. Looks like we're plenty long enough, right? So remember, this is one more little tell, right? Something to look for. In the same way that we look at the 1618, 175 window for an impulse, the 127, 138 in a diag is where I want to see the 3. Now that's very deep for the 4, but look what comes off of it, right? So, oh, I know they had something that I saw it, I read it, something they did recently here. Where obviously the market loved it. Boy, that's a process of elimination. Even in log scale, I don't think we get any benefit here or anything that would make you think other than leading diag. Right, we got to call it something. So, whoa. Well, since we don't get a 5 here, I think you'd have to do this as an ABC, which feels like a little bit of a squeeze. Oh, I think you'd have to do it this way. So, see, I can't get a 5. Well, I could probably squish something in there, but the size of the 1, 2. Well, so either you truncate. Oh, fuck. You could, right? So truncation usually just says to me unskilled Elliottian, right? Because it's the very last resort. That's all wick. That's a pump wick. Oh, I don't know that it matters here, but it doesn't really. It's just only in terms of just the educational factor here. It doesn't matter, right? So we've got a completed 5, right? Bottom line, we've got a completed 5, and just out of curiosity, right? Because this is right. We're in a diag, right? You guys have heard me say this many times. Where are we looking for the 4, right? We want the 4 to be at the start of the 1 through the pivot of the 3. Now, if that's going to be the 3, right? So remember, algo doesn't care, right? So that is literally tick to tick, right? We got give it a little cushion to be sure that they finished. So what we have here is an algorithm that has now just feasted and now finished having its after dinner drink. All right, so we've got a leading diag here, so this can come out of here. And we can go, we'll go down low, so we can just label that up, right? So we got a solid candidate for a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's take that up. We'll go to minuet, put it in white. This is not a hard one. So now we've finished. Still I'd kind of keep an eye on that one. Or 5, well, nothing says that that's done, although it sure does look like I can finish that. Oh, we are on a daily. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks like that's pretty done. Oh, 4, 5. Oh God, what are you giving me here? An RSI with moving averages and stochastics, right? So the Stokes, right? Stokes, much more. You get much more vol from that. So we got a 9, a 45, and a 14 period. All right, that's an interesting way to do it. I don't even know I have that. Why do I have that? I want to. Here, we'll go to this one. So we got a little hot here. We've got some divergence here. So if this is in the finish, if this is 1, 2, it's going to be the 3, 4, 5, right? So you see the divergence there. This is where we talked about this a little bit earlier today of the Elliott oscillator. So this is clearly the 3, just like this is clearly the 3 over here. Right? It's just a helpful way to look, say, okay, where was the strength? Because I know the 3 is likely to be the most powerful wave, right? So if you the separation between the 5 and the 35 likely to be the greatest at the 3. Well, I get it twice, although this has to come down. It's just another way to kind of clue into. All right, could that be it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. What, again, there's the big 3. So in this wave, I mean that's still a 4-hour. Right now, I've got divergence in the Elliott oscillator as well as RSI. Now, careful about making too many assumptions here, right? Because that could just come down, bang the 50, and go again. Oh, here, let's come back down here. Okay, so let's go back to the 8. So if I'm here, well, I certainly would be paying attention here if that's going to come down. It's a long way to fall. So what's very typical human nature is we look at this and say, oh, I don't know, man. I don't know if that can actually come down that far. Maybe not. Shit, I can't even squeeze that up anymore. I mean, that's... Well, so yet again, right, so here's the base that we built from. Oh, let's get you off of there. So here's our base, right? So here's the breakout. Can it hold, right? We can't hold here, so we're back down testing. Oh, you can kind of see it in here. This will just be on top of it, right there. So test, 1, 2. Okay, now here's the break. Finally, okay, now we're testing. Now, are we done? Are they done dumping down here? Whew. Yeah, I guess they're done. Test. Is it safe? That's what they're doing here. Is it safe? Is it safe? Looks like it's safe. There's almost nothing you can do here with this. So if you're I don't know if you're in long or not, right? You're kind of in a holding pattern here. So the market's going to need to reveal. So well, let's see. Could we? So if you're a bull here, I'm going to assume you are. Here's your best case scenario. I'm not sure I love this, but here's an alternate you could consider. You truncate it here, right? So because that's the, well, here, let's do it this way. I'll just give you 2 things to think about here. You could do it here. This wouldn't be it would be the second of the 2 that I would choose, but so the benefit being that would be a 1, 2, right? So then you'd be labeling, let me go up a degree here. So we'd be 1, 2, and then this is the big 3. Right, 4, 5, right? This could play. Now, what's the problem with it? We got a truncation, right? So that you don't want to see that, but let's see. Is there another? Nope, that's the 3 that's in there. So you'd have to do as a much. God, that's quite a rip. You could do it. All right, so there's a little bit of a. Well, I'm not taking 2 hits, but I'll just take a small hit off the hopium pipe there. All right, this would all be this. So this would be here. Right? So this would be the 5 would be here. So we went 1, 2, 3, 4. Monster rip in the 5th of the 3rd. So now. So what's the first thing I'm going to do? Right, measure. So how would that look, right? So if this were the 1 and this were the 2, right off the bat, that makes me want to break out the wolf range. All right, so 1, 2. Okay, it's a little funky, right? No doubt here, but you could probably talk yourself into that. It kind of looks like a 5, so you'd be so. The symmetry here is going to be ugly. Looks like it. The WXY. So there is the 2. That's going to be pretty deep here. Let's just see that. All right, so if this starts it, and you'd have to check both. Well, if that's the 5 for the Elliott count, 786 is not a count killer. Right, remember, just a 2 like a B, right? They're after the lows if they can get them. Can't get them. Look what comes off of it. So pretty. And then again, where's the volume profile? Oh shit, I don't have it on here, but I'm going to guess there's a big high volume node here because look how much time we spent down here before we ripped. So there's your more aggressive count right there. So I'm glad we kind of considered that. So then this still equally as important. Not lose track of all of that, right? Resistance. You can see how it stalled a little bit here before they got up, and then it didn't get retested. There's the only retest. Looks like you might have to do it there. Right, so clearly that's the impulse. What did I do there? All right, and we just looked at that. All right, so that could work, right? So this would be the 5th of the 3rd. So you'd be looking for a retrace right here into the 4. So you can just look at it right here. The prior 3, 4. Let's put it on there because I'm dying to see it. Oh, where am I? Oh fuck! They changed this around, didn't they? Volume profile. I know they used to have it right here. Community built-ins. Oh, there it is. I knew they just changed this. Okay, let's go. Oh, let's do visible range. Get on there. All right, so that's what I was trying to draw your attention to. All of this. Back out to that daily. Big fat base, right? You love to see this in crypto, right? So it's base, moonshot. So you got to take it. Let's take it out of the log here. You got nothing here, right? So now that's a slight negative there in that you didn't even get, well, you got a little bit here, right? You didn't spend much time there. So you got here the prior 3, 4 down a degree. I would pay attention to that. So I'd leave something like this, and you're looking for the 4 here, right between the 23 and the 38. You don't have, this is much more significant here, but anywhere down in here, you got a little bit. Go to 2 hour. See if it gets any juicier. It's a little better. So you can look at this and say, I don't want to be down here, right? So if it's coming down that low, we don't want the 4 down here. We want the 4 up here. So if it's going to hold, that's why the prior 3, 4 is a good place to look for the next retracement. So if we get that, so there you go. All right. So if I can now take it back to the 8. Last stand here. And then if it's coming down this far, then I think you're back to the original count. But this actually, I may prefer this. I think I do actually now. You can't. There's no median lines you can work off of the 1, but even these are going to be too far gone. I don't even think you can do this one. Well, it's not bad. Just using the higher pivot, that gets right on the low. Right, you can't do this. Right, it's too far. So you'd have to do this one. Not bad. All right, could kick one more time, but it looks like that's going to come a little shy. So now what I would do is this is 25, so I would take this down to like the 75 here, or even the 85, just to frame it, because you might anticipate the same here. But right coming in here, if you got that in a 3, boy, right now it looks like you're just starting on the A. So common mistake. for non-Elliott traders here, they'll think the A wave is the correction, right? And it's not enough, right? It's not enough. This is not enough to be corrected. Well, just think about the amount of time, right? So this entire wave, we did that in June to where we pivoted just in November, right? So that whole wave is going to be corrected here. So it's actually doing just what you'd like to see, right? You want an A to go in here, and you don't want it to be done here. You don't want this. You want that A wave to take a little more time. So even when we go down, you want to see something. Oh shit! What do I have? Oh, I know what I did. I accidentally put the volume profile twice, or one of them. Oh, that's it. Gets you out of there. And I got you twice. All right, threw me off a little bit. A. I want that. It doesn't even look like it's done. Looks like that might be the 3-4. I want that A, and then I want a nice B, and then I want that. That looks a lot better to me, and I want that to take a little more time, because if I come back here, I want that time relationship. I mean, even that is kind of abrupt, right? You'd rather have it do it a little bit more. Take a little, oh, fuck, you get the idea. You'd rather have that take a little more time because of this. 3, 4. I like it, right? Good one. Okay, I think that covers us. All right, let's call that a wrap. Now, we'll be back tomorrow. So anything I didn't get, or anyone that wants to post up, or any of you watching on YouTube, I appreciate you guys. Thanks for that tip. Hey, Emil, I am invested from 5 cents, but like to hear your long-term profit. Emil, I'm not sure which one you're talking about there. All right, I'll have to work back. Well, but Emil, you can always just DM me. Oh shit, I meant to reply because you sent me a bunch of great-looking charts. I get a lot, so every now and then I what happens in the Discord, if I look at it and then I don't respond immediately, it won't show that it's highlighted, and I can forget that it's there. But I think you guys all have experienced that. So it's better when you see it, don't look at it if you don't have time to reply, or look at it and reply immediately. Okay, let me wrap it up there, Monty. I think I've got all the controls on this end. Thanks to all of you guys that watched, participated, members. Thanks for all the content, right? Without your content, we've got nothing to look at here. So I appreciate you guys doing that. Good stuff here. We'll see. We'll do this for a week and see how, well, the real tell will be how do we look tomorrow, right? Do we get people posting a nice assortment of assets tomorrow? Okay, with that, I'll wrap it up. Wish you guys a good afternoon. Hope you got a few ideas here and I didn't bore you to death, and maybe got a few setups, some things that would go over to your A, B, or C watch list. Okay.